Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. We are live on this gloomy kind of Sunday day. If if you hope everyone is safe and inside, if you don't have to be outside, I hope that everyone is safe. Hurricane Henri. That's what comes so freaking they never get freaking all freaking crazy with the names now. Henri. You get a little what's up? What you could be Henry. Why you could be Henry? You gotta be Henri. It's gonna be a exotic kind of hurricane. What kind of exotic hurricane is this? But praise to ones who areas affected the most and everything. Cause New York City, we do get a lot of rain, but some areas are flooded, but not as bad like it was Hurricane Sandy. So I hope we don't get that kind of badness. But praise to everyone who's affected. Hope y'all safe. Y'all got your food. Y'all in the house. Y'all have your entertainment or something. Stack up with water, everything. Batteries will probably get shut out. But hey, enjoy the Sunday. But if y'all home just like me, we're gonna have this reviews today, y'all, because we have a live reviews today. Mizzle Talks, welcome. And we have 4 shows to talk about today. Some shows will probably talk about more in depth than others. But if y'all seen the thumbnail, y'all know the 4 shows we're gonna talk about. And on the title, we're gonna talk about Put a Ring on It, Real Housewives of Potomac, Love and Marriage Huntsville, and Married at First Sight. So yes, the order will be: we're gonna talk about Potomac first. We're gonna talk about Married at First Sight second. Hey CM, moderator, how you doing? What's going on? We're gonna talk about Married at First Sight second. We're gonna talk Put a Ring on It third, and we're gonna talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville last. All right. So hope everyone is safe once again in this Hurricane Henri. I said, don't exalt the names. Y'all never exalted the names before. Now you're trying to get all fancy with the name Henri. What the hell? People look at it and say, Henry, what the hell you get Henri from? Well, whatever. Well, hope y'all are safe and sound. And we have this entertainment for y'all today. So hope y'all having that's the same one. Not much. Ready for Wendy and Candy. Yes, I'm ready for them too. Yes, I can't wait to see the Potomac episode and see how this happened. Because, Messy Ashley goes come in and saw some mess, and then Candace had to throw her out. It seems like it. Then Wendy gonna try and figure Giselle together. I'm ready for that. Shoot. Because she always is somebody's business. Always. Like, gosh. And nobody checked her. Like, that's how always. I can't stand with this girl. Can't stand her at all. But yeah, I'm ready. And tomorrow, Love and Hip Hop Miami is coming tomorrow. It will be right back to back from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It's right after Atlanta. So after Atlanta or before Atlanta? I think it's up after Atlanta. So yeah, I wish this was still famous. Okay, Tracker. Damn, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I just saying. I mean, this Cameron and Giselle drama it's entertaining because we know they don't ever like each other, so they on each other necks and they go banter back and forth and everything. But it's like, come on, like 6 years now, still going at it and bringing up some old drama that is like old and you never addressed it before. But hey, the only person who go give it to her is Cameron, so because seems like everybody else is up on figure Giselle behind. And no one will check her. Like they need to check her. But yeah. Normally I usually have the shows update on it, but I ain't really get to update it, so I ain't show it. But tomorrow will be the premiere of Love and Hip Hop Miami. So I ain't see the trailer yet, so I gotta watch the trailer. But I do know Marvin Legler is on it. And Trina's back on it, Trick is back on it. So I gotta see who else is on it besides those 3 that's gonna be on the season. I think it's gonna be a new girl too. So I gotta check it out. But hey JW, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're safe and sound as Hurricane Henri and in the house. Enjoying yourself. So we here to give you the entertainment, to talk about the shows. Cause Sunday, nobody doing nothing in the house, bored. So we gonna give you the shows. But yeah. Do anybody know who else is gonna be a Love of Hip Hop Miami tomorrow? Because I don't know. I'm gonna do an after show live yet. If so, y'all will get a notification tomorrow. I'm gonna do one. If not, then that's it. That was supposed to be in. Oh, child, sometimes when they nostalgic or hurricanes, sometimes it's over exaggerated or something like that. But you never can be too sure. The last time, but they predicted the snowstorm we had, and they prepared. Which I could have sworn they prepared, but they didn't took action, and then they got messed up. So they didn't want that again. That was supposed to be, yeah. But yeah, it's over here. It's raining all day, and I don't think it's raining hard because I would have heard it in my window pane, but it's raining. But other than that, do y'all know who's gonna be on Miami tomorrow? If not, I will look it up after a while, after this live, and stay till tonight. Daddy's. I don't know about Baddies. I haven't watched the whole season of Baddies because I wasn't really interested in Baddies. I said it seems. I saw that first episode. I said, "Nah, I can't do this. This is too much." I had my time and share with these ladies when they first got out Bad Boys. Oh, and Bad Girls Club, and I enjoyed it then. But after a while, I got bored, and I can't stand them seeing an adult life being acting the same way. So I don't think I will see it. But if any juiciness tell me, I know CM, you will tell me. Any juiciness happen, let me know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The areas where you surrounded by water, stuff like that, I would definitely think y'all would be prepared because I know I will be. I'll be strapped up like ready for this. You ain't having me. I'll be a Hurricane Power Ranger up in here in my house. Even in New York, I'll do that a little bit. I make sure I have some food in here, so I'm not stepping out or nothing. I'm gonna cook some little burgers and fries tonight for dinner, and call that at night. And I ate some pizza and lunch. I got some juice and stuff in here to last me over. I'll go back to work Tuesday. I gotta go to shopping tomorrow to get some stuff, but hopefully it dies down. Hey Dominique, what's up? How you doing? What's up? Welcome in. We didn't start the reviews yet, so you just on time. But we'll talk about the Hurricane Henri and this upcoming show. So, did anybody see the Aretha Franklin movie yet? Because I was planning to see it last week, but I didn't see it yet. So I guess I'll wait. I don't know when I'm gonna see it. But people say it is good, so I gotta go see it. So yeah, if you see me pat my eyes a little bit, it's like I think something. I think move above my. Yes, I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. On a Sunday, just chilling on my day off today and tomorrow. So I'm just in the house, relax. I just was watching some shows. We're gonna discuss some shows now. And later on Auntie Momo channel, she gonna do 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. 9 o'clock Eastern my time, 8 o'clock Central her time. We're gonna talk about the Love at the Lockup finale. So y'all will get my viewpoints on her channel when she does it live tonight. So y'all have some entertainment today. Me in 4 shows, and you go get 5 shows in one day. Woo. For real. So are y'all ready? Y'all ready to talk about the first show? Oh, let me see. Hold up. Somebody hit me up a little bit. All right. So we got. All right. So we're gonna talk about Potomac first, and y'all know tonight is the new episode, and Ashley gonna join in this episode, and she gonna tell Wendy what's the tea, and why so hell bent that Giselle and Rob is on her freaking case, especially mostly Giselle, and now Wendy gonna get to find out why Giselle was all up on her last week. And we're gonna talk about that in this review. And Potomac gonna be a long review because it was that much. But we're gonna have some things to talk about. So next start time is 10:08. Let's go. Write that down. All right, so Potomac, y'all. Two things. It's going to talk about the last two episodes. You know, Candace is hosting the trip to this whatever trip it is. It's somewhere in Virginia, and it was a college, and then it was a main house. Now, my thing about this, I don't know how y'all feel about this. Like me, when I go on trips, whatever, it is what it is. As long as I got a place to stay and everything, as long as it's not no freaking creature crawlers all over the place and looking all run down to beat up and stuff like that, I'm make my money worth. And you know, production paid for it. So I was like, can the production in the Candace, they picked this house that accommodated all of them? But according to Candace, it was like, they couldn't house all the ladies in the one house because, you know, being the panorama. So it had to be social distancing. They had to be a bigger house. But that's the name of the house was big enough to all of them could be somewhere. And they don't have to be next to each other when they sleep. But or at least get something close by. But the college they had didn't look bad. It just like compared to the house they had the main girls was in, that looked down comparison. So I was like, I would probably feel some way about that. Even some of the YouTubers, reviewers that I'll be watching, even though all of them said that same thing. It was like, okay, it looked crazy, but compared to the house I had, it looked like a downgrade. And they didn't have nobody at the house. Yes, right? Right, Dominique? And you had nobody at the house to even help the girl put their luggage in their rooms. Especially when it's like, you could have had one of the guys vibe with them 5 minutes away to their house to take their luggage up to their rooms and like that. No, you just totally just throw them in and everything. And that's that because you can't accommodate everybody in one house. I said, yeah, I had nothing close to it. That house that you had to make them closer and have at least the same accommodations. Like I said, it didn't look bad. It just like compared to the house, it did look downgrade. It looked like, oh my gosh. I can't. So I understand that because I know some people say, listen, I would have packed up my bags. It was a Davis hotel and get a hotel room and stay in there. It's a big trip, but it's probably shit. Yes, right? Yes. And they were shady for doing that. They were definitely shady. I was like, damn, you could have housed one big house for all the ladies. And that house looked big enough. I said, listen, I could have slept on a freaking couch. Like, listen, we not staying here for all this damn time. You understand? I could have slept on the couch, give me little blankets and stuff like that, whatever. I have Easter's access to the freaking microwave, not the microwave, the refrigerator, get some little snacks, so I'm gonna do snacks and call it a day. That driving 5 minutes away, go to somewhere else. No, ma'am. So, but I want to be that type of person who'll be double down. I said, whatever, this drive stride, I'm here. It's a free trip. I ain't have to pay for nothing. So I'm going to take it as it is. It's like that. But at the same time, like, y'all couldn't find anything that accommodated all the ladies in one house. And it had that same combinations, but that was kind of messed up. So I was like, that was crazy. Oh, yes. And the crew, the camera crew, too. So I was like, dang. Shoot. But that's that. So they got to the house and they had to pick up rooms. And you know, Robin kicked me out the upstairs room because she said, I want to take the upstairs room and you go downstairs and everything. And me and they make no fuss about it. But at the same time, I was like, oh, what we? We kicking people out their rooms? I said, no, hell not. If that was me, we ain't kicking out nowhere. You better drag your behind downstairs, lum back up behind, football behind, downstairs in that room like I had, because you ain't kick me out of nowhere. And if you gonna have a problem, we're gonna have a problem right there, because we not going anywhere. I picked that room, you pick downstairs, and you gonna stay downstairs. Now you wanna be upstairs with Giselle so badly, why you ain't sleep in her bed? Shoot. That's what I'm saying, right? She gonna kick me out of her room, me and say whatever. I give it a benefit and let her stay upstairs, whatever. But all the rooms did look kind of similar. So whatever the room she was gonna have, it was gonna be a good accommodation compared to the college. So whatever. So they sat down, and just Giselle want an apology. I said, you gonna wait a long way till your beauty fades till you get a apology from Karen. That's not what happened. That's what I would say. Your beauty will fade before I give you an apology. And since you said your beauty will never fade, then you will never get an apology. Shade there. So you will never get an apology from me. But then again, that old beef machine like 4 years ago, I mean, yeah, she didn't wish death on your husband. I mean, she just say something that, oh, your husband will be definitely under this ever fades. It didn't wish death. The second time when she was talking to Robin in her house, that freaking ugly ass house, that outside college house she had decorated, that kind of was similar more of death. I said, girl, she ain't like that. Like, she keep referring to the last one. So I want to know if she gonna hear this one, and she probably bring this up in the reunion. You said it again, second time, Giselle. So you won't. But the first time, yes, she didn't wish death. So that old beat that you want to have something to stick on with Giselle with, it's like, okay, you had nothing else that you upset with her about, besides the fact you never got along, or y'all went up with each other to be the queen bee in this Potomac, and that's it. So Candace being a peacemaker, all of a sudden say, oh yes, y'all talk about each other, stuff like that. Y'all need to sit down in 101 and have a conversation on me as well. Y'all need to sit down, have a one-on-one conversation, have a one-on-one discussion, and talk about it so you can hash things out. I said, look at Candace being mediated. It's a growth. If people say Candace is growth, I would say, listen, Candace look like it needs to be no growth. Candace only had an issue with people who have issue with her. Yeah, she got her little spoiled bad ways. Yeah, all have your little chitty chatty spoiled bad ways. So she's not the only one. And she could be there for her friends that she needs to be. And I see that on her. So like I said, it wasn't a vote compared to last year. I said, whatever. We ain't gonna talk about the last year. And people still like the treats from last year. I said, can y'all get over season 5? We in season 6 now. So Candace said, being the idiot, so y'all need to hash it out. Y'all have to discuss it in your own time. And like, get over yourself. Y'all old bastards. That's Kevin words. And so get over yourself and apologize and do what you gotta do and discuss. Like I said, I would never apologize because I said, listen, we never got along. You gonna keep coming after my husband. You gonna keep saying this and this, that. It is what it is. Every time we see each other, we just gonna keep back and forth. I know it gets tiring, but at the same time, I'm not. If I was watching y'all, I would say, listen, y'all let y'all back and forth. That's what it is. I eat my food, and I say drink my drinks, and do what I had to do, and y'all could waste your mouth of this whole vacation arguing. I mean, I know it will be tiring to hear it all the time. That's when you just start tuning them out. Sure, get headphones on. Shit. So they were saying, whatever. That's that. So the meat part of it I want to get into is this Giselle and Robin with this Wendy thing. Now, granted, Wendy is still Wendy. She's still a professor. She still has the 4 degrees. She's still who she is. I don't understand why people box people based on their profession. They box people based on what they initially see the person and always expect that person to be that same person all the time. People are multi-layered. People are multi-dimensional. There are some people who are one-dimensional. I say, can you do something else? Like you say, boring like this? Like joystick. Let me play the game. Lift up your, like you stay like this. No. It's like people are multi-layered. So I could be professional in one way and they go in the club and shake my behind. Y'all see me twerking on camera in my life sometimes. So I'm still a respectful, hardworking type of person. So it doesn't make me less of a person. It doesn't make me no substance and everything. All that stuff that they were saying. Now, Giselle keep hearing about this rumor about Eddie, where we all know it's not true. I mean, we was hearing about this before the season started about some rumor going on, but it was no leg to it. So it's like, yes, I would say, who put this out there? There was no leg to the rumor. It's like, it's not even true. So she up on there. And then she said it herself that she don't think it's true. So if you don't think it's true, why the hell you keep bringing that up? Like that's a problem why Wendy changed her look. I say, listen, everyone have their right to change who they want to part themselves. Like some things, like I told y'all how I feel about my voice sometimes. I don't like it, but hey, I embrace it. It's like, my gat teeth, this is how it is. I'm not going to get it closed up because I love how it is and what it look like. So it's like, Everybody got something about themselves they want to change, and it's all on you. Do it for yourself and not for others. Then that's who to other people to judge you and blame you for. You know, this society, everybody judge everybody for some way reason, and it is crazy. So that Versace outfit that Wendy had, the only thing I can say about that, yes, this top was too small. The top was too small, but the outfit itself was looking nice. She had the hair nice, right? The leg was right. The jewelry she had on, Wendy was looking nice. I said, go ahead, Wendy, you better show off that body shit. Listen, if you got your body done, you think you will not show that off, or you gonna still cover up because you want to cover up? No, hell no. You gonna rock it. And when Wendy had that session with her computer with her students, she covered all that stuff up. You didn't even know she had anything left. So why you act like she's up here badass to the world, showing her things to everybody? Oh, no, she gonna show it, and she in a trip with her girlfriends. Why she cannot wear what she want to wear? See this. So they keep saying about this woman that something must be negative happened that made her want to drastically change and so like that. So I was like, what is the problem? Is this her look? That's the issue. Is she changing because a man? That's his issue of her problems in relationship, or she changed it because she going after Mia? Like, because Giselle was trying to stick something that was going to make it work, but she know every stuff that she was trying to stick on Wendy at the dinner table did not stick, and that's why it was like she tried to do something, and that's why they said that substance thing and trying to belittle her, and it got to her because she started crying like the ones. But we get to that. But to make Wendy feel bad about herself, I was like, so you mean to tell me that someone who loved their body, who dressed some type of way, who can still be professional, a doctor who wears some short shorts or something like that, out with their friends, can't be a doctor anymore? A lawyer who defends people who welds and thing can wear skinny type thing, like whatever. So that whole thing about Robin and Giselle, and they said, Robin, you got some nerve to even talk about somebody how they look and what they look. You look like a freaking bum on this whole 6 seasons, and you gonna expect to try to talk about Wendy? Yes, I said it. It's like a bum this whole 6 season. Sugar. Oh, Robin, we can't have your one no found you unattractive. 6 seasons, look at this way you look. And you gonna try to talk about somebody. I'll take a drink before I move on. 6 seasons. Look at the same damn way. Look the same way. Munchie Robin. And you gonna try to talk about Wendy. I say, like I said in my post, y'all watch my Instagram. I said, listen, y'all need to shut up. Wendy looked good in that one day that both of y'all look in the whole year combined. And I said something. And I said what I said. Like with needy voice. I said what I said. She looked better in one day than y'all look in the whole year to combine. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you gonna sit here trying to come at Wendy and thinking that it had to be something negative that make her drastically change. Why gotta be a negative? Why couldn't it be a positive? Like she said, that sometimes when you have children, I know some of y'all can a lot because I would never experience birth like that, so I would never know. But I know some of y'all, you have children, y'all body changing, y'all want to have some work done, and because y'all have the means and opportunity to get things done, y'all have it like the Giselles and the Robin who's on television who get the things done. So you had to suffer and go through the natural way of probably dieting or exercising, where you could just go to the top thing and get whatever you need to get done. If you have the opportunity, you will get the opportunity. So for her to have twins and girl, you know, she had her body had to be worked on. She probably didn't feel comfortable in her body to body shame this girl because she got work done to make her feel better for herself. Not because for anybody else. Not because it was a negativity. It's because she wanted to feel better for herself because she just had a baby and she want her body right. And she didn't overdo it and everything. And it was nice proportion of her body. So why she can't enjoy it? Why she can't enjoy it? That made me upset and pissed off about that. I said, why she can't enjoy that as much as anyone, and it just means that she can't go out with her friends. Yeah, she twerked at the freaking party bus. That would be me. I'll be Wendy. I would be getting down, popping like the shit. You be having a good time. So you gonna say I'm handling substance because of that? Whatever. So Giselle Robin was talking and was saying all that stuff and said it must be something going on because the Wendy I met last year is not the Wendy now. And okay, yes, she changed her look up a little bit. So you trying to say her personality changed? Like what is like what's your pop? What's your point? Or because you thought it was a negative reason why she changed her looks? No, and why she changed up or whatever. I don't think she really changed up. I think she's showing us different sides of her that make her feel like if she's really into her, and she's really happy, this is the type of Wendy you might get. This is the type of Wendy you will get a Wendy that's pop locker dropping and all that stuff like that, who will have a good time with her girlfriends and that she got her body done. She can show off. This is such a facade of Wendy. This doesn't mean that she was this professional. And professor is only a profession. That's not who you are. That's a part of her. So you don't always dress up who you are. So when Wendy walked in the room, they got quiet. I said, what's going on? I hear y'all talking. What's going on? Y'all talking about anything? I said, oh, we good. I said, y'all been big and bad. Why y'all ain't say nothing when she got in the room? If you would just dress whatever she said. You got real quiet. So if Wendy were caught on to that, she would have dressed it then and there. I said, nah, y'all got quiet. What's up with that? What y'all discussing? Ain't no nothing because y'all was discussing because y'all got quiet after I came in the room. So y'all probably discussing me. Because if you don't discuss anybody else and somebody walk in the room, you probably would not stop talking. Whatever. But the person you was talking about walked in the room, so you got to stop talking. So what's up? Tell me the tea. What you got? If y'all were big and bad, y'all could have said that. But y'all wanted to embarrass Wendy in front of the group and have her look and feel bad about herself or her choices in a group setting, which you always want to try to do that. Okay. So they got there to the dinner table. And Candace talked about her work ethics, the stuff that she's doing. And she felt like the roles are reversed because she's not at home cooking and he's in home doing the most housework while she's going out and doing things and everything. He's in a show. He knew he get money for that. He just sold his restaurant, so I don't think he's broke. He's doing cooking classes online. That's what people say he does. So he's not just sitting home and just sitting home. And now he's managing Candace because I think he's picking up slack for some things that she probably will overlook. That he's like, you know what, I can do this. I can do this. So and she didn't even ask him to do it. He just did it because that's his husband. I mean, even though I don't think husband and manager should be together. They should be separated. But at the same time, he's doing that. So it was just like, oh, I don't really think you don't want to be resenting him and all that stuff like that because you're doing all that stuff like that for him. And she said, I know my marriage. I don't think I would even pick someone who would think who would use me for my money. I said, that's right. You know your husband. It is what it is. I don't think that's a good idea to even question it. He gonna just say, I always want to be in him picking everybody's business. It said resentful. No. And not resentful. And I mean, come on now. If the man could cook, so why not he could cook? Shoot, he's a chef. He runs a restaurant. And he's a chef and he know how to cook. So why not make him the main cooker in the damn house? Sure. If he could chef it up and cook them good meals, why not? Sure, you gonna be to tell me you gonna have somebody who know how to cook and don't want to use their talents to cook in the kitchen? Hell no, I would use it. Sure, I cook for myself. Now if I had to cook with somebody else, I was like, whatever. But I'm in a relationship right now. But if that person know how to cook and they would love to cook, I say, hey, I ain't stopping you. Sure. Sure, do what you gotta do. So I don't think it was much with role reversal. It's like that. But that's Candace's marriage. So I said, Candace, yes, you know your marriage. You do what you got to do. Just make sure you know what you're doing. And that husband manager, hope that's a manage because I myself don't believe that should work. But hey, if it works for you, it works for you. Now, Robin talked about how she felt kind of depressed. And I mean, she didn't say the words, but she did show the symptoms that she was playing that. She said it's hard time to get out of bed. She's not motivated to do things that she normally do. It's like she's can't do what she does. She's days blurring and she's don't have the motivation and don't get like, hey Renee, what's up, sis? How you doing, boo? What's going on? She don't have no motivation to continue what she's doing. So she's just going day by day. And she feels depressed about a lot of things. And and at times I feel for Robin sometimes. Because I was like, listen, because even we all said it was like, Robin seems like she's depressed. So like she's not getting on the bed. She feels unmotivated. She don't enjoy life like that much. You'd be lucky she didn't get to the point that she want to be. I ain't gonna say that because that's a sensitive topic. Want to go 6 feet under? She didn't want to do that, but sometimes it could lead to that if she don't get that check and don't talk about it or talk it out or get counseling or get something like that to make her feel motivated in life again or do things. So surround herself with friends who is positive, who will uplift her to get out the funk that she's in. And not bad enough, you always have a husband who even encourages you. He's almost worried about you in the bed all the time, and it's not a good look. You're the bigger, he's not contracting because you're in the bed, but no one realized that maybe because check on why she's doing this, why she's in the bed all the time. It's like maybe it's because she's depressed and she's showing symptoms that she's not motivated. So, and then she said she feels like she neglected her children because one of the kids he used to be a straight A's, and then one of his grades that he's making 48. I said, ooh, 48% in his English. Somebody, one of my viewers, I was watching, Jamie, that's me. She said, why been these 48 ass whoopers for that? Because how the hell that happened? Like, come on. And I think because not only that, it's a lot of kids that did suffer because they had to stay at home. It was a drastic change of doing in-class learning than doing remote learning. And I know a lot of kids' grades did suffer because they in the house. They in the house, but at the same time, you got to have parents who will make sure you get online, take your classes, do your homework, do your classwork. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 48. It's like that's even below 55. Well, that's a so it's like, wow, like that's it. And the fact that she's always in bed and she's not motivated to do things is like, but then again, you got two parents. So where's Juan's doing? That's what I'm saying. I would say Juan's putting all this thing pushing on Robin, but you're the kid's father, I mean, you can't just rely on your good looks. Yes, you're coaching, and maybe it's probably take a lot more time away from home. But at the same time, if your kids, it's like, you don't know your kids have a 48% of English? Sure. Don't get me wrong, English was never my strongest subject in freaking school either. But I still pass. Sure, I still pass. Math was my strongest subject. Hey. Because there's so many rules. Most schools here don't go below 48 means you do nothing. One, thinking about the other, like that ain't Robin. Hey, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most schools don't go below 50. So if you fail, you don't put the bare minimum. You get the bare minimum passing grade. No, failing grade. What's a 50, 55? So Juan thinking about, yeah, people say that Juan have somebody else. That's the words on the street that he got somebody else in the midst. That's why he's not even around helping that much. Because I would say, oh, he's doing all this pressure. Seem depressed. So, all that stuff that Robin said on that table, the only thing Giselle picked up and popped up, and when she said her husband don't find her attractive, she said, "What? We can't have that. Your husband can't find you attractive. That's not a good look." I said, "And what's good look is you? You rely on your beauty, and you still can't keep a man. Drug dealers, athletes, a pastor, nobody staying around with you. Nobody. So, you were the last person to try to say, oh, yes, granted, as a wife or someone, it just feel bad if your husband don't find you attractive anymore. And it may feel type of way about yourself and self-esteem. But at the same time, she talked about depression, which was even more upsetting and even more depressing than her husband finding her unattractive. You go pipe up because Juan said he's finding her unattractive. Like, girl, like, Giselle said that. So, like, what kind of friend are you? If I was Robin, I said, but Robin ain't gonna do that. Because she gonna say, oh, okay. But if I was Robin, I said, girl, I just say I kind of depressed. So that's the only thing you focus on? child, you try to hammer me by trying to be unattractive or be attractive for my husband. It's not gonna make me not depressed anymore. So yeah, so as Skylar said, yes, you need to have a life coach, you need to have a therapist or something like that to talk to you. You need a combination of both. So you can discuss and have that get out of your mind because nobody want to go through that. I have episodes like that sometimes every now and then. I had it like a couple of weeks ago, something like that. But I'm not like the clinical depressed, but sometimes everybody get that the down moments when it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I feel motivated. I don't like to do things I used to do, but I still had to get up and do what I had to do. It's like that. But I would never get to the point that I would just don't get off the bed. But I have like my moods, sadness. But at the same time, it's like that's OD you piped on was about one I find attractive. I said just sit down. Good. It's no. She always goes pay some values on a man. If anything else, she always do that. So when Wendy's mentioned the house, she feels type of way about that as well. That she may have felt depressed sometimes. Sometimes she feel like she's not around as much or in front of kids. That's why Giselle and Bobby start tag teaming, getting on Wendy and said, "Oh well, so you say that because I feel like you had changed and stuff like that, and you're not the same with me. It's like you was a professor and you present this way, and then you start twerking and stuff like that. It's like something's going on with your life and what's going on." She said, "Nothing going on well. No, things is good." I just feel like having kids, like I said in the earlier my review later on earlier this live, that I'm sitting here trying to get my body back after having the kids, and I feel good, and that's what. So what? I'm a professor. Yes, I'm a professor, and I don't dress like that professor. But at the same time, professors not define me, and that's not who I am all the time. So if I'm going on a trip, why not have a good time? Why not can't twerk? Just because they're making the value of a person, and also like that. So Robin started jumping in, and also like that, and they would say, "Oh, she got no substance." And when they said that, I was pissed. I was like, "Oh no." What she's not gonna do is trying to degrade a woman and saying that, oh, because of what she wear or what she do, and she's having less substance. Her 4 degrees didn't go anywhere. She's still teaching. She's still a political commentator. So she has substance. It's the fact that she has another layer that she could have a good time as well. And professor, just because she's a professor doesn't mean she got to be a professor mode all 100%, 24/7. And I stuff like that. Here go Mia. Mia said, "Well, I kind of agree because I kind of disagree because you don't see Michelle Obama wearing like that. You don't see Oprah with that." I said, "Girl, you better shut up. Come for the girl who look like a box face. Listen, her face look like she sucking dick every day." They fixed that face, then we could say something else about you. But other than that, you always look like that. That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's exactly why she got mad because he said that. And she knows exactly what he was saying. Because at the end of the day, you can't rely on your looks for the man. It's like you got to do more than that. It's like that. So me, I want to jump in and say like that. I said, "Girl, you better fix your box." I might call her box face DS. Box face dick sucker. Because she like, all like that. I said, "Girl, listen, shut up." At the end of the day, if you didn't, man shouldn't say anything because I don't know how many successful who aren't naked on their Instagram on the post. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And she says she runs chiropractor businesses. So she always wears scrubs all the time. You're a doctor or nurse. So you wear a scrub in a white coat all the time because you're a doctor? No. No. And they make them less substance because they didn't wear their profession. So sit out there. And then first of all, Michelle Obama said herself that she had to change a little bit up some when she got in the White House with her husband because maybe she wasn't dressing like that way she was doing. She had to kind of change up a little bit because she had to be the first lady. Oh, first lady? Yeah, the main woman of the United States. It's like that. So, and I'm pretty sure Oprah will show her titties sometimes. So why you act like they never do all that stuff like that? Because they were key figures. They're sure they have shown cleavage or body parts before. So don't act like what Wendy's doing is so far fetched and everything. So when that didn't stick about her body, they gonna try and say, "Oh well, I'm saying that because you went after Mia, and she said it was a combination of things. Even though we all kind of say that why Mia, Wendy was going so hard against Mia and stuff like that, whatever, we still don't know the whole details and teeth or get the bottom of that. Hope we will get the bottom of why she was going on. But she said it was a combination of things and why she was going hard after Mia. So like that. And then when that didn't stick, then they're going to go into the personality. Well, your personality has changed. So what is it? It was her looks or after Mia or her personality? That was a problem with y'all. So just said, oh, I just feel like you just had a lot of things. Something negative had to happen. It was something going on in your life that you compensating, you overcompensating for. I said, what's she overcompensating for? No, she changed her body. It's no overcompensation. It could be a positive thing. Why it always have to be a negative thing when somebody drastic change? Sometimes it could be, but you don't know that. But don't always assume that as a negative thing that makes someone change. So when somebody have always long hair and they want to cut their hair, doesn't mean they have a midlife crisis. They want to change up the look and make it feel better. And sometimes people with short hair look better than when they had long hair for a long time. And look even way presentable, even sexier. So, and she said, well, I feel like what you wore last year was sexy. She said, I define my sexy. Yes, granted. Every individual define their own sexiness. Yes, you might have a mate that you want to make sure they find you sexy as well. But at the end of the day, your sexiness comes from within. So if you don't value your sexiness, then nobody else gonna value your sexiness, no matter how much they say you were sexy. You don't feel like you sexy. So, Mr. Trump, I think that was hate. Yes, Renee, thank you. For real. Yes, Dominique, they was hating on her. They was definitely hating on her, and I got so upset about that. That's why I said that. Shut up. And now she got no substance. Like, really? That's what you gonna say? Shoot, why we got no substance since the 6th season she been on the show? The same ass storyline, the same thing. No substance. I would say. But then again, she's on the TV show. She's making more money than me. So what can I say? But at the same time, she ain't showing us much. So you gonna try to say she got a substance because what? She changing my looks. We should change your looks too. Shoot, you look like the same look all this freaking season. And Giselle, you barely have any fashion all the time. Every time you see you don't look like. So you look always wrong. So, girl, always wrong. So I was like, child. So when they would say that she lacked substance and then she would say she kind of loose. I said, oh, now she loose. Oh, so where she get loose from? She loose? Now we going for loose? No substance and loose. Oh, okay, whatever. So now she lose. And right then and there, Wendy said whatever. So a scholar said, that's not like a scholar. They need to get a scholar a peach. Oh, no. Not peach. Whatever. Champagne glass, whatever. Need to give scholars a champagne glass or something for next season because I think like she will be a good addition. Because she said, oh, since you asking everybody their business, what's up with your man? What's your man? She said, well, you know what? I don't want to talk about that in front of the table. I was just trolls. I said, oh, she meant i.e. Karen. And I talked to you one-on-one about that. I said, oh, you want to get to everybody else's business in the table in front of everybody else, but you want to talk about it one-on-one. I said, no, we're not talking about one-on-one. You just say something. Why you have anything to hide? You're not with the man. Monique came and read that man's phone number in the binder last season. Blast to put him on blast. And you said, oh, you had to say, oh, yeah, that's a number. Mm-hmm. None of us think your relationship was real. So you was in fantasy land, la la land. Just say, oh, no, we're not together. Just be for real. Like, come on now. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. What she do with it, it's like none of their business. It's none of their business. Like, what? Why? I was like, yeah. And so after it's said and done, they got to the table. Robert said, you think what we said got to her? I said, y'all know what y'all was doing. Y'all knew y'all wanted to peg her down a notch and make her feel bad about herself. And you know exactly that's what happened because when they say, you know what, maybe I had to wear sweaters. I said, no. You on the trip, you will show that TT. I would show. If I had a titties like that, I would walk up walk, shoe. I'll get everybody hugs. Like, yes, shoe. Come on here. Wear it. Now, the bustier was kind of small. So you got to have something to sit and fit like her brain, but I think it's still kind of swelled up. So you need to they need to fit for them when they get really fully healed, and then she probably could wear this clothes that might fit on it. But at the end of the day, thank you, Renee. About I think it was say, oh, you make her feel. I said, no, exactly. You want to make her feel bad about herself, and so she came the next day and talked to Karen, and she covered up. And Karen said, are you getting dressed because they did it? If you do so, go back upstairs and change your clothes. Because at the end of the day, yeah, she is boring. She is. 6th season, we had to go to the same storyline. And she going to say her tagline, I know I keep you waiting, walk the way. I said, no, we can wait even more. We are tired through with you, so we're not excited to see anything else. You say you're going to get married after COVID. You know that's not going to end anytime soon. So you ain't getting married anytime soon anyway. So we can wait. We not pressed. So like that. So, yeah, she said, oh, she thought about it. It's like, yeah, she thought about it because you made her cry. She don't. She don't need to be a show, but you know she always going to have other show because she's a Giselle lapdog. And since they are a duo, they going to put them together. Because Robin by herself is not bad. But Robin with that figure other one is too much. It's like that. So Wendy said she just felt her and she started crying. And, you know, Kevin was there for her. So I said, you know what, that messed up. Got this girl crying and everything because of what they said. Because at the end of the day, it is upsetting. It's very upsetting to hear that. Hey, Yolanda, what's up? I forgot Wendy had a baby last season. She looked good, though. Yes, she had a baby. Yes, her baby is grown. I don't know, walking everything, looking all cute and all that stuff. And she looked good because she had a body makeover. And the breasts and stuff like that. So she looked good. And they're trying to downplay her and... Ooh, I want to watch. Downplay her and trying to play her like she got nothing, she lacks substance, and she's loose because what she decided to change herself to make her feel good about herself. So, hey, Brittany, so yeah, you right on time. We still on this show. Hey, she had just had that baby. Yes, because I think the baby's like 1-something years old right now, close to 2. Yep. Yes. So I was like, that's messed up. So I know this episode they're gonna go swimming, and freaking Wendy gonna listen to what Karen said, and she said, you know what? F those haters. I'm gonna wear my bathing suit and I'm gonna stunt on these chicks in that freaking water aerobics that Giselle wanna have it done. Sure. Hey. So I was like, yeah. But that's that. That was all Potomac. It wasn't that much. This tonight episode will show that just Ashley gonna come in and try to be messy, and you know Candace gonna kick her out. Yes, please like, comment, subscribe. Yes, and share this video, y'all. Hey y'all, what's up? And hey yo, Candace gonna kick her out. I want to know how that gonna go, and when you gonna get Giselle together. And I'm waiting for that because somebody needs to yank her long neck around. Shoot. I wish Wendy would do. I wish Wendy, you know what? I don't want to fight happen, but right then and there, if you say my husband's name, and we're going to have a problem, and then you're going to try and diss me, we got no lap for you. That doggy is going to be on my screen. Yes, that's what I say. Like for real. And y'all know I purposely didn't talk about their scenes because I don't really care. I don't really care. The only person who was nice in that scene is Baby Dean, and he looked cute. He's a nice little baby. He got the little facial expressions. He give my life. That's the only person I'm happy to see on that screen. But everybody else, no. I'm not happy. It's like that. Even Baby D looked like he had a hard night life. But at the same time, he's a good-looking kid. Like Wendy better call cousin. That's what I'm saying. And that's the only person in the scene. So I purposely didn't discuss their scene. But she will be on a day trip because Giselle invited her for this cabin And even though Candace, she said, well, I'm not going to start up for Cam because I was going to say how about it. I said, nobody cares Candace going to be pressed for you. Candace ain't going to mind you going to be there, even though you're invited. But at the same time, it's a show. So at the end of the day, whatever trip going to happen, if production wants you on that scene, they're going to make you go on the scene no matter who invites you or not. That's why this reality TV show is not really reality, because in reality, if you was not invited, I'm not going. I'm staying. I'm not invited. I would say right in my bed. I said, you missed it. I didn't miss nothing because I was not invited. All right? So I'm not going when I'm not invited. So I'll be right in my house, enjoying my home at the time, and I have my good time too. I'll be drinking my drinks, shake my behind, listen to my music, play my game, whatever. I have a good time because I'm not invited. I'm not going. So that's less headache to transportation. I don't have to worry about nobody. I have to be on the crowd now. If I was invited, I would go. If I'm not invited, I stay my ass in the house. So I ain't trying to, no, that's all. I said, well, I'm invited to you. I said, no, but did you tell her that you're going to invite me or she going to come? No, I'm not going anywhere. So I'm staying right here. So just disrespectful to Candace. This is the second time she invited Ashley into her home where she was at. Yes. And I told you, get out my house. Get out my house. And trying to act like she figured chase the girl with the, we ain't going back to that scene. Because that's what everybody was so freaking trying to justify last season. So we ain't going back. But yes, I told you got my house and you keep walking back in the house. Child. That's what I said. That's not reality. Because reality is people ain't going to take night and you come back in the house. If you really want to show reality, you go show reality. Sure. But that was Potomac, y'all. So can't wait to see how tonight's episode will be. And we discuss that next time and see how y'all go. So how y'all feel, y'all put in that comment section because we're going to transition into Married at First Sight. So let me get it together. Yes. So what Candace said, you brought your big water behind into the situation. She had a right to say that. And everybody say, oh, she's insensitive because she was pregnant. And they don't care about each other. So she brought her big water behind. And that said what I said. Shoot. Who first? All right. 52-20, 52-30. Kick her behind right out. I'll be like, good answer. Kick her out. Good answer. But oh well. All right, y'all. Married at First Sight. Yeah, like I said, we're in a honeymoon phase now. So we're in a honeymoon, and the show usually really pick up the drama and stuff like that after the honeymoon, because that's where they go in their own perspective. House little arrangements that the production paid for. They had the room they shared together, and they will continue their scenes to the decision day. All right, y'all. Let's talk about the first couple. Let's do Brett and Lion. Right here. The red hair, Brett and Lion. I need Lion to wake the hell up. He always looks so dry and droopy. Look like that freaking dog that freaking what's that Snoopy? Y'all know what I talk about. Charlie the Browns, the kids, whatever it is, and that little dog who always had the eyes a little sleepy all the time. He looked like that because all the things he mostly looked like that. I said, wake up. Get some energy. Boy. And he was a serial dater. How you look sleep every time and you're a serial dater? I don't understand that, but whatever. So he took his ring off when he went to sleep. All that stuff like that. She had her ring on. She said, oh, you better keep that ring on. I said, I know that's right. So I'm going to take a ring off. Like, you try to get away with me that quickly? We ain't even did the decision day yet. Sure. Better keep that ring on and keep it on until you decide if you don't want to be with me anymore. Then you can take it off. Other than that, keep that shit on. Sure. And, sometimes he made it when you talk. Sometimes it's hard to get things out of him because when you have a conversation, he would say, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Uh-huh. Um, and they may have these long awkward pauses. And then granted, sometimes you can have the awkward pauses because you ain't gonna always every second. You need to have some time to get your thoughts together. So every now and then, awkward pauses and little slight pauses will be okay. But when you constantly doing that in a short time span when you have conversation, it's like, okay, if you got anything to say, Ryan, like you got nothing else to say, it's like, girl, boy, and just and you to serial data. So what you been doing dating? Serial data. And you don't have nothing to say. And you get a show to be a wife. Now you got the wife. Now you have the person you supposedly spend your rest of life with. Well, for the 8 weeks right now. And then if y'all decide to stay together, y'all be longer. But this is a wife you should have a conversation with. So you got to speak up more. It's like that. Granted, it takes some people slower time to warm up because practically they are still strangers. But at the same time, they are husband and wife. So you got to have this conversation. And this is a crash course. What I'm saying? Crash course of a marriage before the 8 weeks. So you really have to get a dinner and get whatever conversation you have to get to know this person to make the informed decision. Or that's lovey-dovey, kissing every fucking 5 seconds. Oh, we get to Jose and Rachel because they was kissing the whole damn show. I said, damn, y'all be the most affectionate. What's this fine? It's fine. But then, it's like that. So it was at that time. It was time to meet the family, and this guy Ryan had no questions for Brett family. I said, I know this guy ain't sitting right in front of the family face. Well, you got the chance and opportunity to get some information about their daughter, and you had no questions. You act like you know everything from Brett based on your conversation. You had no questions. You didn't even ask how she handled conflict. You didn't ask what stresses her out, what to handle her, how she does stress, what to stay away from, like what the signs to look for, like anything. You didn't ask nothing. You just said, okay. So what you there for? You want the wife so you can bang out? But we get to that in a minute. But it's like, come on now. Say something. Like you had no questions. So the parents had to try and give him something he could go for. But other parents, they say, you got no questions for me. I'm going to stay. Listen, if my son or daughter, if I ever have one, go be a married at first sight, and that person said, of course, to me, after I sit through that freaking wedding, and you had no questions for me about the person you married to, who was my son or daughter, I would feel like I would go to my daughter or son. I would say, listen, who this person you married to? Like they had no questions. Like they asked nothing. They uninterested. No. Or disinterested. Like listen, we don't got time for that. Ask questions, man. But whatever. So then when he did sit there, he was stuck on the red hair. I said, that's the thing you go to the family about her red hair. Let it go. She got red hair. Let it go. You still find her attractive, so stop bringing that red hair up. Gosh, it's different. I never did red hair. I said, so what? You son, it's like, how you bring that to the family? That's a problem. Oh, it's a red hair. It's different. This and that. And they were sitting here looking at it. I was like, I know y'all feel it too. And I was a parent. I was like, why are you so pressed about my daughter's red hair? I said, and move on. She got red hair. Like, next. I say, yeah, I know I get short fuse. Oh, this show, you know what? Like, anyway, so they was asking Brett family, right? They were saying that the dates that Ryan used to have were mostly props. Eye candy. I said yes, because that's what he said was so freaking weird that he never did red hair because all the girls probably was blonde members who just was so happy to be on his arm for whatever reason. He looked like a droopy, sleepy dog. To wake up and there, and he props. So when she heard that, I said, yeah, maybe that's why. Norman Bates vibes. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. He was sitting there. So they were saying that Ryan needs someone who could put him on the show. I said, yeah, I get that. because it probably would take a while for her to pull something out of him, this boy. Pull something out of him. And yes, it made me get comfortable. Like I said, I'm not going to be too hard because at the incest situation, if any one of us was put in the same situation, it probably would have been awkward being with a stranger, but at the same time, we is married to the person, so we had to get enough information. So if you usually a person who's slow to warm up to people, it would take time. But like I said, this is a crash course. It's 8 weeks, so you really got to perk up a little bit more to get whatever information out of here. Because at the end of the 8 weeks, you really have to decide whether you're gonna stay married or be divorced. So I guess you gotta try and do some more quickness and stuff to get them out of here. But you trying to get sex out of her so quickly is not going to happen. She ain't had intimacy for 2 years. So you need to pipe down, boy. You need to wake up more for you to try and get this box. I know. Wake up. Be lively. Talk to me. I can't talk to somebody who's dry. It's like that. So they're going to Florida Keys for the honeymoon, right? And gonna be what's called Isla Bella. And she mentioned that she's scared of plane. She's scared of the plane. Like, I never flew in a plane before, y'all. So I never flew in a plane. I'm not scared of heights, but I never flew in a plane. So I'll probably be scared of too. My first time flying, if I ever decide to fly. Now I'm going to Virginia next month, but I'm gonna take the Amtrak train because I was out of that. I'll take the plane. I said, nah, I ain't comfortable with the plane yet. Because I had to take the plane. I had to decide somebody whip me so I could probably grip their freaking hands when I'm flying up. It's like that. Maybe when I get in the air, I'll be okay. But flying up and flying down, I need to have someone with me because it's my first time. So I'll probably be scared a little bit. But I don't think it would be so scared that I'll be freaking out screaming. I said, oh my God, get on the plane. I ain't going to do all that. But I'll probably be a little bit nervous. So I understand that little fear being on a plane. Baby, Ryan had a whole freaking, he was bothered. He was very bothered that I guess she was acting out and freaking out on the plane. And he keeps saying it was a disaster. It was too much. She said she was scared of planes. So you got in a show called Married at First Sight. You are her husband. So if she's scared of getting on the plane, why you cannot make her feel comfortable, make her feel less scared, probably hold her hand, tell her everything gonna be okay. I'm here with you. You with your husband. I've got you. But yeah, you made a whole big deal out of her being freaked out on the plane. Now, he said that if we was dating and we was married, I probably would never date her again. I said, oh, really? So what made you making husband of the year, man of the year, that you've been serial dater? That's why I said, who these chicks that you have dated with? And I want to know what their IQ are. Because the fact that you got been bummed up and bothered by somebody who figured out a plane, that's like a natural fit for some people, and not make her feel comfortable and try to make her feel bad about being scared of the plane when you're a frequent traveler, like, you shouldn't make her feel comfortable. If he had been bothered by that and coming down, and that's the most, y'all notice that's the most time he was really talking to her like that. Oh, it was a disaster. It was too much, just like that. Oh, so you had a lot of mouth when she was so freaking problems that was bothering you, but all the other time you mostly sleeping like a dog, all droopy and all stuff like that. And you can't say much, huh? So I said, and you were sitting down next to me. You could have at least calmed me down or something like that. He made it seem like she was all over the plane, running down the aisle, screaming at her on top of the lungs. She's so scared of the plane. I was like, that was like, Joe. How y'all feel about that? Because I was so doing. He was so bothered about that, and he kept bringing it up throughout the freaking last 2 episodes. Oh, it's a disaster. It's a problem. She's scared of planes. This is that. I don't know if she did. I was like, oh my gosh. So he would never date her again. I said, well, you're not dating right now. You are married. So that means at the end of 8 weeks, you're going to say no because she's scared of planes? Whatever. So the subject of intimacy came up. And she'd never been intimate for 2 years. So he said he's a sexual person. I don't know. Okay, what kind of game you playing? I mean, granted, Ryan had a body. Yeah, they were in the beach later on. He got clothes off. Yes, he got some nice muscles, so like that. Whatever. It is what it is. But that's not. It doesn't make much. So like that. So you like to have sex real quick, and I say you with someone who haven't had intimacy, so you got to slow it down. Make her comfortable enough that she wants to give it up. But at the end of the day, no, you ain't trying to make it seem like it's comfortable enough for her to ever get to that point. So she had to be comfortable enough to want to that. So, like I said, Brett, take your time. Take your time. Don't rush it. Because if you waited 2 years to not get something, you can wait a whole another 8 weeks to not get him something. Now, if you're going to be a whole be about it, him, then you know what's up. You know what's up. So, and he said he's a sexual person. I said, okay. But like, she got to be comfortable before she get to that point that she can see how much sexual person are you. Because he does pipe up. He did pipe up more when he talked about sexual stuff, intimacy too, as well. So I said, okay. So that's what he wants to see with dating. I had dating all these females. So he got all these single dates and he probably was having sex with these chicks. Mm-hmm. Okay, so then they talk about family. And he wants children. He's non-negotiable. He said he want like 2.5 children, whatever. Okay, yeah, have a half or so on. 2 children, or at least close to 3 children. And it's non-negotiable. And she said she wants kids too, but she wants a family and she want to build, but she don't want to build with anyone's body. She want to build with someone who can have grounded celebration. So I said, yes, wait. Take that time and wait. So that's it. If y'all have anything about Brian Yvette, y'all make sure y'all put in the comment section and I'll read it and I will discuss it. But that was Brian Yvette, y'all. I can't believe this guy had a whole history fit about how freaking scared of the planes. I was a child. I wouldn't know how she reacted. I would have seen that clip because the way how he go about it, he said like she said she was a disaster. I said a disaster? Really? Okay, whatever. Rachel Jose, y'all. Right here. Rachel Jose. Out of all the couples, they've been the most affectionate couple. I mean, the kissing constantly. I don't know if they had sex or not. We do know one couple who did have sex, and we'll get to that in a minute. But so far, Jose and Rachel do like each other in an attraction way because they do tongue each other down, kiss a lot of time, all that stuff. I said, okay, that's cute. Whatever. Ain't it funny, right? When they was packing to go to Florida Keys, he put condoms in his suitcase. And she said, oh, I don't know why you're taking that. You don't need those. I said, girl, what? Girl, what? What you say? Are you trying to figure out if this the man for you or you trying to get pregnant? Like, what is this? It's like, no. Don't be so quick to take the condoms out of his suitcase. No, put that condoms right back in that suitcase. And he said, oh, I'm husband now. I said, oh, y'all so happy, huh? Okay, whatever. All right. That's if they're going to happen. Baby, she said, you know what, you don't need the condoms because you ain't going to get no cookies. But based on how affection they been, I think they had done something. So, whatever. He said something about the wedding night. After the wedding night, he said he don't want to bulldoze her because it wouldn't have been masculine for him to do that. I said, that's an interesting choice of words that you said, masculine. Why would that be the choice that it would be masculine and bulldoze her? Now, you could say it would have been respectful for you as a man to not force yourself on her when she's not ready because you are still legally strangers, even though y'all legally married. So it's up to y'all if y'all want to get down to it. But for you to say, oh, I don't want to bulldoze her because that's going to want to be masculine. I said, who is questioning your masculinity if you do that or not? Oh, maybe Rich might be like the man who wonders if he can take control. It said, bend over, do something for me. I said, oh, yeah. Stop saying, y'all. But, no. So that was interesting choice of word that he said that. I was like, okay, well. So the family meetup. The family told Jose that she is messy. Look at the house, she's messy, especially her car. Her car is a jungle in her car. And he said, oh. I said, oh. I said, how you gonna tell her to rate that? Well, I guess you gotta find out and sooner or later that she's kind of messy, so she's not really organized and everything. I mean, granted, I mean, based on the house that they when they did a house visit, she looked like she was untidy to me. Maybe she did that because she knew they was coming to the house, but she don't look like she's that messy. But they said her car is the most messy one, so I said, okay. And she said they said that when she take mental notes, because I think at the past she's had time who like the whole thing's in. But instead of doing that, she would say, when she have a conversation with somebody, she would say mental note. She put that in the mind to let you know that she's taking notes or something like that. And all that stuff. So that's something you need to watch out for because she listens to what you're saying and she's taking mental notes. I was like, oh, okay. And she said you gotta be gentle. They told him you gotta be gentle in asking questions. You ask her questions and be gentle, but if you ask her too much, she will explode. I said explode. Explode in what way? Ask the questions. Now, it's a difference of asking questions and interrogation. Now, if you're interrogating her, I would see why somebody would probably explode. But if you ask the questions when you genuine, especially in this time of situation, on unorthodox situation where y'all just got married at first sight, ask the question is something y'all need to have. So I don't know what exploding she needs to be doing, but she needs to calm down the explosiveness as he go be asking questions. I mean, like I said, if he's not interrogating her, then that's a different story. So, but he's talking to her, it should be fine. So that little asking too much questions before she explode, I said, okay. Granted. Okay, we'll see the 11 degrees of questioning that makes her explode. But so she's not a huge saver compared to Jose. If y'all seen that freaking special they did show he is a budget breakdown person. He would write things down. He would say, this is this much. He had a whiteboard. It was a whiteboard in his house that he had that budget down the breakdown of his thing. And I said, oh, it's a good thing to have someone who could be really good with who organize the finance and budgeting. Because sometimes people don't really budget much. It's like that. So he had this amount of money, this how much I spend, this much money, this how much I spend, much money, this much I spend, this and this, that, and that. All that stuff. And he is a financial guy. He's someone who paid off his thing because he did mention a couple of times that he paid off his car, paid off his house. He had no credit. He got good credit. He's all that like that. So he could help and do what he's got to do for his life and family and things like that. So the fact that she doesn't save much and she spend, and like she said, she saved enough that she's required to save, but there's that she does spend. So I was like, oh, we're gonna see how this goes. Finance is a big thing in relationships, and that sometimes cause issues. So it was a thing at that honeymoon thing, not the honeymoon, before they went to the honeymoon. I think it was a honeymoon, whatever. That he asked to brush her teeth. And I was like, oh, no. And then she said it was kind of weird. He made it as a joking matter. But I think he was that serious. Like, he said, oh, I did that because I want to make sure to let you know that I can take care of you. I said, brush her teeth doesn't mean that. Brushing her teeth does not mean you need to take care of her. You can take care of her in many ways, but you have to brush her teeth. She ain't no child. You ain't no child that you have to brush her teeth, that she can't brush her own teeth. It's like that. It's not a baby. It's your wife. So I find that weird. Now, if I ask you to brush my hair, that's a different story. I have to wash my back. That's a different story because I can't reach it. Brush my teeth, child. So she was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I said, that's kind of weird too, Jose. That's too much. But hey, so I think this is the thing that might have a tension between a relationship is that he wants to be the provider and protector and stuff like that. You know, the male role dominant. You know, and it's most Latin communities, they have that kind of arrangement where the man is more the household, the woman stay in the house more, so like that. In the machoism and, you know, all that stuff and the female. And he wants to do that. So he wants to make sure he take care and all stuff. But Rachel feel like she want to be contributing to the household as well. She don't want to be that type of person who want to be too dependent on the man because she's very independent herself. They did say that she is very successful in her business and her career, stuff. So she's good with that. It's just that she just like to spend. But at the same time, she wants to contribute. So she don't want to be a part of the household when he paying everything and she can't contribute anything. And so I think she wants the 50-50 type of lifestyle or the 50-50 arrangement that she contributes as much as he is. And he wants that he could be able to take care, do things, do this and stuff like that. But she said, yes, I would like that, but I would like to contribute and stuff. I want to make sure that I could put forth into the effort into this relationship as well, and not just only you. So if Jose could listen to her, what she's saying, she basically saying she want to contribute. So try not to ignore her thing when she's saying she want to do stuff. At the end of the day, I know she said she wants to try more of being more independent, but at the same time, she wants to contribute. And I kind of understand where she's coming from because I'm very independent myself. So if I get in a relationship with someone and I get someone who wants to say they want to take care of me, I say I would be okay for you to take care of me. But at the same time, I need to do some things on my own and pay for things on my own down for. If you want to take an event, whatever, you want to buy the food or something, whatever. But at least let me do something. At least if we go out, it's like let's make arrangements like contribute something. Because if I feel like you take care of me and you go throw, and I always gonna have that mind that you gonna throw that in my face. Now, if you gonna do that, that could be a problem. But at the same time, like you always gotta have the mindset if someone who's taking care of everything. And y'all seen it. Y'all seen it on TV shows. Y'all seen it probably in real life. People who take care of everything financially think they control things. And they feel like you don't have any say into things. So why not, if you don't contribute at least some support, they can't have full control over what you have. Somebody can make more money than you. So that's fine. They probably contribute more of the bills. But at the same time, you need to contribute. So if he could listen to what she's saying, that she want to be an equal part of the relationship, and especially decision making and finance, and do things together and make decisions in the household together, and not always make him think that he could do everything, control everything, then it could be that could work. But if that's gonna be a case, that's gonna be a problem for anyone. Because I was like, if you want that equal partnership, have that equal partnership with someone. And that's something you got to work with. If you feel like you want someone who will take care of everything and you do this other parts, that's fine. But I don't think she wanted to be the type of person who would be the stay-at-home woman who just does and have waiting for a man to take care of her. I don't think she's the type of woman like that. Because she expressed that numerous of times this episode that she's not that type of lady. She don't want to be that type of person. So we'll see how that goes. And I don't know how y'all feel about that, because I understand Rachel and I understand him, but at the same time, it's like, Rachel, Jose, listen to what she's saying. Like, she want to contribute to the household. I know you want to do this whole hardcore, but who put in your mandate you had to do this all the time? Like, oh, you don't have to prove to us that you want to take care of, that you could do it naturally. All right. Let's see. So they talk about how things have happened. Now, how y'all feel? I feel what Rachel was saying, that we have a joint account for the household expenses. Whatever for the household, we have a joint account, but we each will have our own separate accounts. I would like that. We have our own account. So in my own separate account, if I want to spend something in my own account, I would do that. But whatever's in the household, we use that from the joint account. Now, he said we should just have joints, and that's it. And you spend whatever in the house, whatever's there, you can take with all stuff. And I don't think she likes that as much. And how y'all feel about that? Because you can tell her face. And I would say, Jose, you need to read your face, your wife's expressions, because she seemed like she was very bothered while you were saying that. And I kind of feel the same way. I would say, nah, we ain't doing that. We got a little joint account, and we have our own separate accounts. We'll have everything joints. No, you're not having access. No, we ain't having that. And it's not because I want to be shady and I want to do something in my own and I don't want to know. You got to have at least some own independence. And that's what she was saying. She needs to have her own independence. So if she have her own spending account, she can have her things her own, and you have a joint. That means you can see everything. And I said, no. How y'all feel? I want to know how y'all feel about that. So that's that. That's that's that on Rachel and Jose. These two. So if you got anything inputs about this relationship, y'all let me know. But like I said, they're the most affectionate couple of the show, right? Next, let's talk about Mila and not Mila. I can't help but roll my eyes when Mila comes on my screen. I can't with this girl. I can't with this lady. I can't. Wait. Here go Mila and Gil right here. Let me take this thing off. So they talk about father passed away. So that's a commonality they have between those two. They both father passed away, but apparently it not passed away. They both got murdered. And yes, it's a touchy subject. He said, long story short, he said that somebody broke in the house, started shooting things, and father got bullets, so he got murdered by that. It's probably like a house invasion type of thing. Miller father got done by the worst way about her stepsister. Stepsister set her father up and got the father killed. And I said, oh, that's messed up. So I could tell her family arrangements. I don't think they together anymore or whatever. Whatever. No, because the father passed away. So that I don't think they're not connected anymore. But I would say, oh my gosh, really? Sure. Every time I see that chick, we will have problems. I said, no, no, we no. You're a stepsister, and you gonna kill. Let me go for that, because if that were me, whoever that stepsister is, yeah. Oh well, they're in jail right now because I guess they say could they confess, so they behind bars. But even then, that's messed up. Ooh, I can't say. Let me move on, y'all. So he said finance. Because he said finance, his money doesn't motivate him. Because this is the time they went to the families. And he met the family. And he said finance doesn't motivate him as much. Money doesn't motivate him. Yes, he knows the money is important to get the necessities in the house, like the rent, food, shelter, all that stuff. But other thing else, it's not a motivation factor in his life. He wants a family and building love and caring and support is a motivation factor in his life. That's fine. All the boys, they to protect Mila. They said that's like we're like big brothers. It's like my little sister and everything. We cool and all that stuff like that. And she said she doesn't need a man to take care of her because she has her finance, so she have a lifestyle she wants to sustain and do what she could do. So she doesn't need a man. She wants a man, which is fine. You don't have to need someone. When you need someone, then you desperate for someone. When you want someone that you could live, you could do without, but it's nice to have. So you don't want to get to the point that you could be needed someone. That need leads you to do things that you normally won't do if you decide if you want someone. So she said she don't need someone to take care of her. She don't need her man to take care of her. She can do it for herself. Now, hey, if she want to spend her Louis Prada Gucci products, that's it. But that's that. But she said she get moody. She had tantrums. I said, oh, you moody and you had tantrums? Girl. And they say he's very open. He will tell you like it is. Because, I mean, I do against that. I think Jill will say what he say. And I don't think he will shut out or what he said. Or be quiet about how you feel. He will speak up. Now, Miller and Gil does banter back and forth with each other. They do little jokes back and forth, everything. So I guess that's like the thing that makes them connected. Because not only because they family similarities of their fathers being killed, but at the same time, they had a little banter back and forth. So I don't think they take themselves seriously. But and they joke, and I don't think somebody get offended too much. But we'll see how far that lasts. And he's open, he's very passionate. Now, when they would say that, oh, he's emotional, exploder. I said, oh, maybe she didn't say that wrong. Because I said emotional exploder. I said, what the hell? He just go out of tantrum. He trying to hawk on us. We can't be hawking around here. So they said, no, he's very passionate. He can be loud and he can say what he say, but he's not disrespectful. And I said, okay, cool. She's not fond of pets. And I was like, to be honest, y'all, I don't have pets in my house either. I'm not scared of them. I mean, maybe a little dog or something if it's in our house. But right now, dude, I don't want to just waking up and walking the dog all the time and doing the cat. I don't know, stuff like that. But if someone would like pets, I wouldn't be against it. But she's against it. And I think he does have a dog. So we will see how that happens, how that goes. Because she's not fond of pets. She don't want to take care. I said, listen, if you're not fond of it, you don't want to take care of it, that's who you are. It's like that. But thank you, Renee. But that's it, y'all. I was like, oh. Ooh. And I think he said his last serious relationship was 6 years ago. But he said everything else other than that, besides that, been flames. Hey, I mean, Miller said she has been in 4 serious relationships, so like that. And then she said it doesn't take a lot to please her. I said, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. What you said? It doesn't take a lot to please you. Girl, you got in that trip and you throw a whole freaking picture fit. You said that freaking Florida Keys vacation spot was a retirement home. I said, man, what type of relationship is it all you used to, girl? I tell you, that high maintenance. She said, oh, you think I high maintenance? He said, yeah, you are. And I said, girl, you does sound like you very high maintenance. Like you want things your way. You like things how it is. It's like that. We got to the breakfast, where she wanted almond milk. It was regular milk. And which was fine, because some people can't stomach regular milk. They could tell almond milk. My mother liked almond milk more than regular milk. So I understand that she will want a particular type of milk, everything. So I ain't gonna make a big deal out of that because hey, if you like your thing how you like it is. It's like, listen. But that croissants, y'all saw that croissants. That croissants was like it was freaking huge, heavy. I said, no, croissants all freaking big. Like you gonna try to fill it up with that damn one of the bread. And where the pancakes at? What's the bacon at? What's the sausages at? Like what's the? They got the fruits, which is nice, and the fruits is good. But that croissant was big. I said, damn. Yeah, that hormone growths with those freaking croissants. I said, it's about half of the damn plate, but whatever. And she was taking the area. She was like, oh, it's not a beach. This don't look right. Out here in the ocean views. This is this is that. I don't like this. It's that. This is that. I said, damn, you even one fit in the door, you critiquing everything. I said, damn, man, okay, girl, granted. Wow. Like, we got it. Now, it was one thing. One of the friends, when they went to family, the boys, Juan, I think he said that. And I want to correct me if I'm wrong, if he said, listen, I'll go hold for what you said. And it wasn't bothering me because I say he's not bothered by the high maintenance person. He could deal with it. But Juan said, listen, hope you can say what you said because if it's a problem, you go get my bad side. Or he said her bad side. And I said, this is one thing we're not gonna do. We're not going to do is threaten me. So that's one thing I don't like what family members trying to do. I understand you want to protect your family members, but what's up with all the threats? You got my bad side. Bad side of what? What you going to do with her? What you going to do? Get your bad side. And what that entails. You gonna wreak havoc or something on my life? Like, what's up? Cause you know what type of girl, you know the type of woman Billy is. She could be a handful. So what you try to say? He gonna get in your bad side and stuff. The bad side of what, boys? Fine, sit down. It's going to ass. Now move on. Yeah, she said it's not very. I said, girl, you are very hard to please. So I don't know what you say that you say you very. You know, what? She's very particular about her things, which is fine. She could be particular. You're very particular about your things. It is what it is. It could be annoying at times. You're particular about certain things, but you chose to be married at first sight. Now she still haven't kissed him at this point. Now he did mention he off to love her foot. And she said, not going to happen. I said, yeah, you don't want a foot rub either? Girl, it's bad enough he can't get no kiss in the mouth. But then you can't get no foot rub. You don't want him touching anything. He said, oh, well, we still technically strangers. I said, yes, but no, y'all are husband and wife. So you decided to get on the show to be married at first sight. You didn't get in a show called Dating, Blind Date, or Love is Blind or something like that. If that's the case, you should have got no show. Don't get a married at first sight and try to act all freaking conservative like the last time. You was knocking my nerves. Like, you don't want to do nothing, girl. It's like, granted, yes, you want to take it slow. But at least get the kiss. Like, gosh, you had to do nothing else. You didn't have to get him set. Because like I said, you can take time for that. But gosh, not kiss yet. Oh, whatever. And he's big affectionate. So the fact that she's not really being affectionate with him as much is it's kind of a turn off a little bit. Now, there's one thing that he did that probably did rub me the wrong way a little bit. When he went that couples trip, that couples thing, and they all met together, Michaela and Zach was not there. We'll get to that why they wasn't there. But Michaela and Zach wasn't there. Mila had to work. She said she had to. I said, you on a trip and you got to work, girl? I said, okay, I guess. Whatever. It's your honeymoon, too. I said, F work. It's my honeymoon. Sure. But she had to do some job. So she wasn't there. And he was telling the couples about Mila and how she is, how maintenance, how she particular, what scenarios he gave. And I said, well, you should be bragging. Would you be complaining about your wife to these couples like that? Even Mila is so much. She's too much. But at the same time, it's not a good look to be bad mouthing your wife or your husband to your friends and group like that. And they're not even there. So I think Brett said it. She said, I want to know how, or Bao said it. One of those two people, somebody said it. I want to know how she would feel if she was here and she heard the stuff that he said about her back. And I said, that stuff that you probably was bothering you, because he was saying all that stuff because it does bother him. Even though he said he could take it, but it does bother him. But I would feel type of way if I wasn't there and you is kind of bad mouth for me in front of the people. Make them feel like I'm like this. Now, granted, some of them see the signs, so it's not far-fetched what they say, because when she was acting like a freaking diva when she was at that girl bachelorette party, oh, I can't do this. Why are they doing that? I'm not doing that. This, that. I said, you act like a stuck-up chick. But at the same time, that is your wife. And you just have a level of discretion to say it in front of people. But hey, I would feel type of way about that. So that's one thing I didn't like that Gil did. But other than that, he was okay. And she mentioned she has motion sickness. And he did something, a gesture for her. And she said, if he's been surprised, because she doesn't like surprises. He does surprise, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a surprise to see what it is. And she did it. But you could tell the whole ride, she was not feeling it. She was like, now granted, yes, it's not like, when people got motion sickness, they got motion sickness. And so I don't know how to feel, but I could tell that if you get sick by all that shakiness and stuff like that, it's not good. It's not happy. But you got a motion sickness with something that's like over. It's like a plane light kind of thing. It was steady, but you got a plane on a trip. And she said you like to stay on ground. So how did she act on the plane if she got motion sickness? Especially with that turbulence going up and going down. I don't know. Cause I was like, that was my question. I said you was on the plane, girl. So you wasn't terrified. You motion sickness. So you was on the plane. It was no problem. But we'll see. Maybe it was a problem, and then they make a big deal of it. But she mentioned that she motion sickness. So I said, okay. But that was those two, Mila and Gil. You have anything about them? Let me know, y'all. But that was those two. Next, we're going to do Bao and Johnny. Right here. Bao and Johnny. So Johnny is willing to wait. He's willing to wait for Bao for to intimacy because he knows it's gonna take a while and everything, and he willing to slow it down. Even though he is a big affectionate person, he is willing to slow down and take it easy with her. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. And we got the story of how Johnny ghosted Bao in the past. And cause y'all know they met in college. They was in college, college people, college buddies. And they was on a date or something like that. She didn't know it was like a romantic date, it was a friend date. So she took it as a friend date. So she invited him to go a museum or something like that. And he said he was gonna go with her because she don't like going by herself. She wanna go with someone. And he agreed to go on it. From there, he ghosted her. And that's that. And then they laughed about it now. But at the same time, at that time, Val was like, oh my gosh. It was like that. Like, I really wanted this guy. He ghosted me like this. Like, what's going on? So they each still had each other numbers. Now the thing about it is that Bao still had the text messages of years ago of what they interaction, and Johnny delete his. Now with me, text messages, I would save a text message for a while, but then after a while I would delete it. So it's like sometimes some text messages will be a short time span. I would delete it. Some will take a while. I would keep a hold there. It's like that. But people like Bao, you need to have the receipts. And sometimes this day and age, I think people need to save the receipts because people can say anything, go throw out stuff like that, and you can show receipts that it's not the truth. And that's that. So I'm a little bit more not too quick to delete messages. But after a while, if we were having a conversation, we haven't talked for a while, I probably would delete them. It's like that. But I was so cute. I was like, oh my God, you ghosted her. Now, when they had a conversation about how he went on 100 first dates, so he wanted to make a lot of first dates because he didn't really have a hard time committing at the time. So it was nothing to go past because he didn't see further with the ladies. So Bao said, listen, if you would have ghosted me at that time when you ghosted me, you would have had 100 first dates. You probably wouldn't have been on this show right now. We probably been together. Because they do have a natural attraction to each other and they do like each other. So I was like, if you didn't ghosted me then, you would never had the experiences, boy. And I said, oh, snap. That's cool. That's funny. That's cute. So, I mean, it's not good look to ghost someone. But at the same time, the fact that she could laugh about that, and it's like, it's not, she got him now as her husband. But the fact that she could laugh about it was like, oh, you ghosted me, boy. Like, what's up? So they talk about family thing, the family meetup, and Bao family did tell Johnny that she was not liking that gift, that jersey. And I would say, Bao, girl, it was not a big deal. And you really judged this man about that jersey, even though it was another gift with the jersey that was presented. But you complimented that jersey that it was a figure end on be all, and you think he was not smart because he liked sports. I like so they asked her, does she always overreact to things? And they say, yeah, she does that at time for time. But be patient. She don't come off as it may come off as harsh and rude, but she doesn't mean it. It's like that. I said I couldn't tell. She looked like she was about to throw that whole wedding away because he was a sport fanatic. I said, child. But he said, be patient with her. I love her. And come around. She will open up. I said, okay. And Johnny Bao met the family, and the mom said, call me mom, and everything. And I was like, oh, that's cute. So they very welcome her in the family. And they did mention how the auntie said, yeah, you did the nasty already? Did you do the nasty? And she said, oh, Bao face got red a little bit. She said, oh. But it feel comfortable to have that talk, but it's going to eventually happen. And that auntie was ready. She said she would ask the questions because Johnny said he actually asked his aunt to come in because she would ask the questions. And definitely that aunt she was about it. She was like, yes, come on with the questions, y'all. So they asked about the father and how Johnny really does look for his father, but he hasn't been there. So when she did talk to Johnny about that, you could tell it's a soft spot for him because he said he does have lost his father, but even though his father did left and he wasn't too happy about the arrange this marriage, everything. So Bao, as a good wife as she is, she said she will do whatever she takes to make his father realize that she's a good catch and she's a good look. And I said, "Oh my gosh, that's so nice. That's what a wife would do." I see. I like that. She said she would willing to do whatever she take to help him, help the father be easy with this decision that he made. And I said, "I like that, Bao. I like that. That was really good." So when they was traveling to go to the trip, I told you that she liked to do spreadsheets, right? So she spreadsheet that whole trip, what she needs to pack, what she gonna wear, at what time, what day. It's like that. She had the tops, the bottoms, the bathing suits, the toiletries, the stuff, what she needs to pack. I was like, all right. Now Johnny said he does do his checklist himself, but he doesn't do an spreadsheet to the extent that Bow does it. And he said he wanted to see it. She said, "Well, since you're my husband, I'll let you show you." And she showed them, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I got that." But he does a checklist himself. He said, "Listen, he like me, like I'm on a trip for 6 days. I pack 6 outfits. I would have my underwears. I have my t-shirts. I would have different shoes. I have my toiletries. I would have to get the steamer. I gotta buy a steamer, my luggage, toothpaste, my money, my passes for the train, the bus, plane, whatever I'm gonna be." And that's it. I would make sure I would have everything. And I would triple and double check everything. Triple check, double, triple check, fourth check everything in my bag. Make sure everything's in there. And I definitely would be obsessive like that. I would say, "Oh, do I got my keys? Do I got this, that, stuff?" That's why I would pack like ahead of time when I go on a trip. It's like that. So the week of Labor Day week, I'm going to Virginia. So that Tuesday, whatever, I'm going to make sure I pack my bag and I have it ready for that Friday when I leave. So I was like, yes. So she did all that. Then he did make a joke about her snoring. I always say, listen, snoring is a natural thing. Some people are louder than others. Some people are light snoring. Some people are heavy snorers. It's like that. Yeah, I know sometimes it can be annoying when you got to go to sleep. But it is what it is. You can't control it. It's a body function. Whatever. And he said she would make a cute little noises. It's like that. And now, not no nose for him, unbeknownst to him, that it was a little insecurity for her. So yes, it was joking, but at the same time, she did feel some way about that. She did mention about how she felt insecure about that. And when he made that jokes about that, she might have to sleep in the room because he makes her up like that. He was like, he did in a joking manner, but now that he realized that it was a soft spot for her, he will have to not joke about it anymore. I say, yeah, that's something, right? I don't know. That is something. But hey, what's your little sticks that people might have? I mean, if I'm a deep sleep, sometimes the snore comes out, and that's what it is. People say I snore. People say I don't snore. It depends. I can sleep like too, because sometimes I hear noise and stuff like that. I will wake up. But hey, it is what it is. But they talk about intimacy. And she said her love language is like to kiss. She said the way how you kiss can let me know how much about you. That's nice. It's a kiss. It does say it's a lot about the character about somebody kiss, how much they kiss you, and how do they kiss you. And but he said he like intimacy and he like vanilla sex. He's straightforward. He don't like that kickiness. He don't like that any extreme stuff. It's a straight man, woman, penis, vagina together. That's it. He don't like no fisting. He don't like that scanning. He like no women. He like none of that bondage. None of that extra stuff. He like that straight up fashion sex. That's what it is. And she said, "That's good to hear. That's good to hear." That's what I like. And they both like each other. The feelings are mutual, like they said, and that's that. Now, Michaela and Zach, y'all, the last couple, and we move on to put a ring on it. So we got a couple things to say about that, y'all. Right here, Michaela and Zach. this is the one couple that I said that we knew for sure that they had did something, because when they went to the honeymoon, that trip, and they would say good morning or something like that, he said, "Oh, that's what we did. You ain't said nothing else." And like Zach was so like basically glorifying that he had sex with the girl. I said, "All right, we got yeah, sex." We knew this was the one couple that we knew was gonna have sex because they had the sexual attraction to each other, like it was too undeniable. So they got it along, they did it. And he said, if we continue to have what we had last night, I'll be died a happy man. I said, oh, okay. I guess the sex is good. All right. She said she's passive. Yeah, she's very passive. She used to be like that. And that's like the defense mechanism. So she had to work on that. She working on that and stuff. Say things. And she said she's not jealous, but she is possessive. And he said he's not jealous himself like that. And he don't make a big deal out of some things. But he does like that, the fact that she is possessive. I said, oh, okay. This is my man. Don't touch him. All right? And I don't make a big deal if you want to talk to him. I don't make a big deal, all that stuff like that. But if you're going too far, I have to check you. That's what Michaela said. Now, they did with the family. Michaela, she sat down with the family. And remember, the sister said that Michaela is stubborn and she like to get her way. If she doesn't get her way, she come Hurricane K. So, and in the preview, based on the preview, she will be screaming, she will be arguing, she will be slamming doors. Now, this is stuff that we've seen. Say where she got to the family, in front of the Zach family, and told a whole face lie. And she said, oh no, when we have an argument, we like to sit down and have a respectful argument the healthy way. I don't do no screaming. I don't throw things. I ain't gonna be doing all so I can raise my voice. I said, that's not what the previews tell us. The previews told us that you're Hurricane K, and we seeing it. So if your sister say you Hurricane K because you stubborn, you don't get your way, then we're gonna see that in the preview. So the fact that you lie to the family and say you like to have healthy arguments and you don't scream and you don't slam doors, you don't do none of this stuff. I said, girl, you're a damn lie. But you storming like when we were growing up. They say you don't say lie, you say storming, right? So they said they loyal, they're family oriented, they want to have family, and she's ready to have his kids. I said, good, calm down. Wait till after the 8 weeks. I said, what's up with y'all trying to jump so fast and we're having kids so quickly? No, wait till 8 weeks and we see it go from there. All right. So when he got on the trip, he felt sick. Now he did mention that one of his friends was positive for the panorama, COVID. And he's fine. But when he got to Florida, he felt crazy sick. And so the fact so sick that he had to quarantine in Florida, and she flew back to Houston. And I was like, but then I was like, you didn't have to flew back to Houston. Could the show give you a little room so you won't be in the same room as him? And you could enjoy the activity. But she said she don't want to enjoy the stuff by herself. She got married. So she want to enjoy it with her husband, which I understand that. But then again, I said it's a free trip. I don't want to be going back to Houston if I could enjoy myself a little bit, even with the group of the people. Because y'all go do group activities. But she want to go home. She was supportive. It's like that. She had a quarantine because he was next to her. She texted negative. He was positive. So he had to quarantine for 2 weeks at Florida. And she went back to Houston and cut the vacation short. Honeymoon short. So he said he got to make it up to her. I said, yeah, you have to make it up to her. Because I said, that's crazy. Crazy. But this is the type of world we in right now. So we in a panorama. So we got to protect ourselves. When we go to trips and stuff like that, vaccinate, put your mask on, do stuff. But that's that. So that was Married at First Sight, y'all. I sat through this to discuss all 5 couples. How y'all feel about the couples? I mean, yes, it will pick up after the honeymoon. So we still in the honeymoon phase. So after the honeymoon, y'all, it will pick back up. And I guess we will have more juiciness details to talk about. So thank you for joining with me with this little Married at First Sight. Let's move on to put a ring on it, y'all. Let's move on. Yes. Oh, hold up. Like 149.47. Oh, hold on. Oh my gosh. 10. 150. All right, put a ring on it. Next week, y'all, is the Friday. Friday is the season finale. And to be honest, I think they both gonna say yes to the proposal, whatever. I don't know. Based on the people, it seems like one might say no and one might say yes. But it seems like they both will say yes. We'll see how that goes. We know Alexia and Damien on that, but we're gonna get to that, y'all. So let's get on to we're gonna do Jessica Eric, and we're gonna do LaShonda. Oh, why keeps doing that? Do Jessica and Eric. We're gonna do Sean and LaWanda, and we're gonna do Alexia and Damien last. Okay, y'all. So Jessica and Eric, y'all. The last thing we ended with is we find out that what was it? What was the discussion? They discussed about the vision of marriage. That's what we're talking about. We start with the vision of marriage. And she said, don't focus on so much of the wedding. Focus on what your life will be in the marriage. He said he wants another kid. And it's about being there for each other or something like that, wants another kid. And he wants it. That's not negotiable. That's a deal breaker for him. He wants another kid. And she said, well, how do you want another kid with me if he doesn't value me as a mother now? Because she got 2 kids herself. And you don't value the mother now because when Mother's Day came, I was looking forward for you to even acknowledge that as a mother. Like, he did no calls. I guess he had to work or something. I said, what did he do? Besides, I mean, we didn't see that he do anything else. So what did he do? He had to work. He had no calls. He sent no flowers. He had no birthday cards. Not birthday card, Mother's Day card, nothing. He didn't send nothing to the house. He didn't even get the kids, her daughters, or something like that. They could do something for her. Nothing. He didn't acknowledge the whole day. He say nothing. So it make her feel bad that it's like that. How you want a kid with me when you don't even know that Mother's Day here? You didn't even acknowledge that my mother. It would appreciate that with mother. It's like that. Now she had no kids with him, and he has 2 kids himself, and not with her. So they both have 2 children, not with each other. So I guess they have a children. He want to have a child with Jessica, so they both have their own children outside of the relationship. So I said, yeah, 4 kids. That's not enough. I mean, even though it's not together, but the 4 kids. I mean, why would you start over when we got 4 kids already? So it's like, I don't know if the household will know, but why would you start over? So she's to continue on this date with Sean. And with the Sean thing, even though I think he's a little corny, all that stuff, he is a little corny. But I feel the same, I think a little bit, he's corny, but at the same time, it's like he does feel her. He does say that he attracted to her. He fall for her. He liked Jessica and all stuff like that. And she likes the conversation. She just like the stuff he had. And she decided not to continue on another date with him. She would just say she want to do what she had to do. She declined the date. What was it? Oh, no. Oh, no. We ain't know that yet. We didn't get to that part yet. They're going to go to Jessica Hodges' thing. But she asked her, what if happened if this is going to be the last time we see each other? And he started getting emotional, all that stuff like that. And he said, oh, my God, she just feel fine. I said, granted, yes, he had her feelings, but you really fall for this girl fast, which is fine. I mean, some people fall for each other quickly. It's no issues, no problem with that. They fall for each other for a while. So it depends how you fall for someone. Some will go quick, some will go short. That's the type of thing you want to do. It is what it is. But he was very emotional, so like that. Now, with Abigail Leilani, she's a very touchy-feely person, Leilani. And he likes that. And Jessica didn't like that because she did tell him that she said, when you go on a date, don't have her keep touching you that much. Like, she keep touching you and stuff. and she feel bothered by that. But it's no boundaries, so they went on this little date when it's like what was it? Sea salt, like kind of air environment, the Roma, sea salt bath, whatever. And it was in a room, and then robes on, and they was pillow talking, basically pillow talking, having a conversation and holding hands. I said, what's going on here? What? Oh my gosh. That's something. Wow. So, and people say that Jessica might be pregnant because y'all notice that her confessionals before they used to show torso up, but now they only show up here in her face. Like, I don't know, because before they was showing most of her full body, but they're not showing the stomach area anymore when they do a confessional with her. Her hair changed, just like that. So it could be true that she might be ass, but if that's true, then we probably ready to probably know the outcome of what's gonna happen in Friday. Then, but I ain't gonna jump the gun. I'm gonna wait till Friday to see what the decision make will be there. But that's that. So that they're both going on dates. Is they both feel things about their dates that they're not getting in their own relationship. Is they how Eric's not showing emotions and affection like much that she wants him to show, that Sean does. So he was very bothered by that because at the end of the day, child, what? At the end of the day, it's like, yes, why do I have to feel like the only emotion you can give me is anger? And I think a lot of men does show that. Like they have emotions, but they think the only one way to express it is through anger, explosiveness, and being loud. It's like, come on, you can show sadness. It could be other ways to show your discomfort or show you how you feel without being angry all the time. So she says she doesn't get that much of Eric, that he doesn't show of more of his emotion side. He just shows that it's mainly angry or he's bothered or he was conflict. So the fact that Sean was emotional and he feels like, by the way, she felt that and she wants like to have that Eric. And then he's feel bothered about that. He said, oh my gosh, you telling me that I'm a man been 4 years and you don't get that for me, but you got somebody for 4 dates and you got that. I said, obviously, baby, that's what she figured it up because she wasn't getting that for 4 years. Right? So don't act like you was so easy to get along with. If that's the case, y'all would not be on the show. Y'all would have been off the show. Y'all would not be here. So don't act like you was so this perfect type of guy or stuff. And it was on her. No. So this recent episode, Dr. Nicole asked them to think about family. Because family does play a factor in how much you have in your relationship. How much influences is in your partnership. So with Eric, Jessica feel like Eric should make a better effort of amending his relationship with his mother because him and Russia don't have a good relationship at this moment. It's like it's on and off. And he doesn't make the effort. I guess she said she tried to tell him to make an effort. He said, why? He needs to be a bigger person to always make an effort all the time. She said, if you try, you got to do it because she wants that, because she wants the big family, because she's been adopted. And she didn't have a biological mother. And she always felt like the way why her biological mother didn't want her. But at the same time, she did say that when her biological mom had her father was black, like as a family didn't like, I guess Jessica, whatever, the daughter, or like her mom because her father was a black man. So I'm thinking, is Jessica a biracial woman? Because that's the only way I would feel like why the family would be so uptight about him having a daughter, having a child with a black man if their family's white. But we don't know. So we see how that goes. But she feels type of way about that. So she wants him to bend the relationship because it's like, listen, I'm going to be with you in the family and then you don't have a relationship with your mom. Because it is true sometimes when they said that how you treat your spouse, how your parents treat you, or how your relationship with your parents, especially boys. Their boys when they interact with their mothers, they treat their wives kind of way. So if you have a good relationship with your mom, or then you have a good relationship with your wife, and it would be so like that. if your mama's boy and you always rely on your mom, then you expect your wife to be your mom, kind of, because your mom always do it. So it does become a reflection of how you treat. So he sometimes shuts out. He don't communicate. It's like that because he's bothered. He want to make a bigger person. He wants the person to be the bigger person. So maybe that's the type of dynamic it has. So when he get upset with Jessica, he probably expect Jessica to be the fault person and be the bigger person, to apologize, to be there to say sorry and do things. So I said, all right. And he said his part was his mom because like I think when he started ball, she always wanted to ask for things. It's like her hand was always out. Now, at first he felt guilty because he felt like he should be doing this thing for her. But it's like it's a strain because it had to be boundaries. Like, I'm not a money ticket for you. It's like I'm your son and need to be boundaries. Like, I could be there for you, but don't make it seem like I have to give you stuff, whatever, financial stuff. You know, sometimes when people get celebrities, people, family members does suspect you should give them something. And the only time they even call you is because you can provide money to them. And that will make you feel type of way. Because I was like, that's the only time you call me? It's because of that? Really? So that's that. And so he decided to write a letter to express how he feel. So that means he could express how he feel, get it out of the open, and hopefully that could make a reconciliation with his mom. And he could put it out there and put boundaries, put it out there. And she's commended him for that because she said she didn't even think that he would do anything like that, write a letter and stuff like that. So maybe the mother will get the letter and read it, and hopefully they could build something back to where it was. And because sometimes it sucks to not have the relationship with your own parents, but some people don't have that luxury. So it's what it is. So that was Jessica and Eric, y'all. So it ended, last episode ended when he was upset and bothered about that. So it was asking were you going on a date, but that episode cut it from there. So we don't know the decision whether they're going to continue on a date next week. And next week is a finale, so they're going to say whether you should put a ring on it or go your separate ways. And then this episode is saying, listen, y'all have to decide if y'all want to continue on dating or cut dating altogether, and that's it. It's going to skip dating. Sean is the only one who said he going to stop the dating. Everybody else continue on their dates. I said, oh, Sean, you feel gritty. You should just continue on yours. Now you feel like, because you did that, Wanda should do the same way. I said, no, it doesn't work that way. She's a grown woman. She has to make her own mind, her own decisions. Like, so that was Jessica and Eric, y'all. So if you had anything about those two? Oh, yeah, I'm glad. We're going to talk about Lex. We're going to talk about her. We definitely will talk about her. I'm glad she did left him. Me too. And hopefully it sticks. And you know, I never know. So when we do the show, it's one thing, but behind the scenes, social media is a different thing. But it seems like they are not together. So y'all confirm that if that's true or not. Because I don't know if I'm behind this afterwards. But let's do Sean and Lavonda, right? So Lavonda like this Derek dude. And I think like Lavonda and Derek will be a good fit for each other. I think they will be a good fit. Because their mindset alignment, they have good energy towards each other. They're attracted. They seem like they're very attracted to each other. They have conversations. Oh, he was Kai now. Oh. The one who ghosted. Mm-hmm. All right, Kai. You think you could be? You think you're the woman who got the jackpot? But you know that never gonna last. It never gonna be last that while. We'll see. Kai gonna get her own dose of medicine from what Alexa was going through. So they talk, and they talk about vision of marriage. And he sat there, they sat there, and Lavonda and Sean talk about the wedding. I said, this Dr. Nicole said don't focus so much on the wedding and focus more on the marriage outside of that, outside of the wedding, because everybody focus on that day, but what the life kicks after that day, and then they realize they focus on the wrong thing, and then they get divorced so quickly. It's like, no, you don't do that way. So focus on the vision of marriage, and that can make it last, and you gotta have a common goal. So they mostly talk about the wedding. They say how small wedding, but they say they want a big one, and one of them would say they want a small, but they say no, they have a bigger stuff. And then Sean said he won 13 Guzman. I said, what? 13 Guzman. Boy, you better bring it down to 3, 2 or 3. 13. What the hell? You better have a separate party and have all them together, but you ain't having all them line them. You don't need all that people. You only have one person to hold the ring, and everybody, 2 other people to be there for you. Other than that, you don't need 13 Guzman. I said, how the hell you gonna try to have more than the fuck with Sean? I said, girl. And who paid for that? Because since you said you had the money, you don't have the money like that. Ooh. Oh, Dominic Wade. They really going through it. Suppose he gave an SED. Chad, really? Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Lexi and Darius. Go on. You say that to you. We're gonna talk about them. So he won 13 Guzman. I said, Sean, you do too much. Do too much. But I can't win. So they was continue on and how they talk about the vision of marriage, and that's that. And then they move on talking about their family structure. And we know that he doesn't really have a good relationship with his father because his father hasn't been around like that and stuff. And Rwanda want him to make amends and do something with his father because it's a big factor because she has a good tight-knit family. Her mom family, her mom and dad married, and they have a good knit. And he's close to his mom and his siblings, but he doesn't have a good relationship with his father. So he gets shut out and he shuts down when it comes to the time of his father's coming around. And he said he don't want to deal with that. He said, why do I have to deal with this person who don't want to be with me or something like that? But you can tell it still bothers you. Because at the end, you want to have that strong visual emotions about your father not being around if he doesn't really affect you. So what Dr. Nicole told him was like, it's a big difference. Oh, Cash me. Oh, okay. Can we share the reviews? All right, I will check it out. And he was like, so Dr. Nicole said it's a big thing of being reconciliation or resolution. And if you if you're trying to do your healing for reconciliation, then you may struggle with that to the day you die. And that's truth. Because if you want to heal to reconcile with someone, it takes 2 people. And it takes him and his father to reconcile. And so if the father is not in that picture, so are you trying to do your healing in a basis of someone else? They're not going to work, especially if you're not going to be around. So you could have your healing to resolve, and it's only take one person to resolve. You can resolve the issue that is, you know what? At the end of the day, you are not your father. You're your own man. You can make decisions, and you don't need him for approval, or you don't need him in your life, and you don't need him to make you a successful marriage. Because remember, in the earlier season, he was basing his relationship on how he don't want to be his father. He don't want to be doing this. He just don't want to do that. He don't want to be his father. It's like you basing your thing, measuring who your father was in your own life, in your own relationship. And she already told you, you're not your father. So if he could resolve and have that within himself that, you know what, I could move on. I could live my life, whether he's in my life or not. And if he doesn't want to be in my life, he could make that. But I had enough resolve to let you know that I could do forward and I could be a better man. And that's it. That's what he had to do with it. But if he wants that father, he wants that reconsideration, and that's he's hoping that your father will be around and turn around and he could reach out to you and make it better for you, you will be struggling with that. You can always gonna have emotions. You can always be angry. You can always gonna be this because you gonna be no. You need to have one or another. So you want a resolution or you want reconciliation. And if you want reconciliation, then you're gonna be struggling with that. And that's what she said. So when Rhonda declined her date with Derek, even though she said maybe it could work out in the past and in the future. If it doesn't work out, Derek hopeful. It's like if it doesn't work out with Sean, maybe we could pick up where we left off. Maybe we could be dating together. But she declined it because she said, I know he don't want to focus on that. I went on dates and now it made me closer to go and I know what to do at the home. And he doesn't have that visual reaction like the first date where he was getting all sick. He was throwing up, crying when she left the house. No, she could come right back home. She said she on a date. She act like she left you behind, but he can't come back. And she said she see the growth in him. I said it's a big growth, but we'll see. But he don't know who to say. He don't want to do dates anymore, and he want LaWanda. I said it was LaWanda all the time. We had to be on the show while you here. Shit, it was all LaWanda. Boy, why you stay your own one way? You could have just get her the engagement ring, and y'all would not be in the show. But you was pushing it back. You was the one who was holding it back, not LaWanda. So stop acting like now all of a sudden this is your queen. Now you gonna be held in. Like you had to go on the show to do all that. I guess so. Whatever. But mind you, this was the first committed relationship because he was never faithful before. And they also got like a woman who's good financially. It's like that. So, so I was like, okay, whatever. So those two, that's LaWanda Sean, and that's Jessica Eric. So y'all tell me how y'all feel about those two. Let's get down to Alexia and Darian. Y'all know this is the people y'all all waiting for, right? So we ended off the last time we did my review on Put a Ring on It. We talk about cheers to closure, right? So that's what that's what Kai said. Cheers to closure, and that's what revealed that he slept with her after the fourth date. They said after the fourth date he slept with Kai, and the condo that he was willing to give up so quickly was the place that she came to that he had sex with, because it's like you calling me, you was telling me how you stuck, you unhappy, you want to feel better and all that stuff like that. It came to me, and I came on and I'll be there for you. And you said my condo is your condo, all that stuff. You said a lot of stuff to Kai, make her feel like she's the one, and she's someone you could be with. So, but after that, you ghosted her for 10 days, and you didn't say nothing to this girl. And now you have to sit down with her. And she said, you could have said, you said it told me the day after, like, when do you stop feeling for me? Like, after you had sex, he said, after we had sex, all that stuff, he wanted to make it work with Alexia, and it was done deal. She said, well, you couldn't just tell me that. You had to ghost me. And he said, well, you didn't consider my feelings. And he said, well, if I didn't consider your feelings, I would have been sitting here. I said, no, Dr. Nicole told you to have the closure. If she didn't never told you that, you would have stayed ghost to her. And his secret probably would have never been out. Because you were so hell-bent to make it work with Alexia. Because we were saying, oh, yes, yeah, you did something. So when that secret came out, it's like, oh, yeah. So she said, oh, are you going to plan to tell her? Now, Kai, you are not innocent in this situation either. Because at the end of the day, you sign up for the show when you know this person you're going to be dating is who's in a couple, who's in a relationship. So the fact that you put yourself out there and you slept with the guy, knowing he's in a whole relationship, you know and willing to know. It's not like he was dating you and you did not know he was in the one. That's the story. But you publicly know he's in a relationship and you still slept with him. So that's on you, good boo-boo. That was on you. Yes, he's wrong. He's totally wrong. So he's not off the hook. But you can't get off of this either. You slept with a man. You should not put your heart and your emotions to this man so quickly and thinking that you won up the current girlfriend because he told you that she was intimidated by you. That's not something you should have done, Kai. You did yourself a disservice by sleeping with this man. But now y'all see y'all together. So I guess it probably worked out for you at the end. But at the end of the day, it still would never work for you in the long run because he did this good for 14 years and decide to do that to now, and dealt with you at the 4 dates and slept with you. Something that Alexia always felt it was something going on. What make you think he won't do that to you for somebody else who give him attention? Mm-hmm. All right. So she said, "Oh, you gonna tell her?" He said, "Yeah, I gotta have to tell her," because she said, "I was about to plan to tell her myself." All that stuff. Ashley from the season, and she not going back with him. She was on Instagram Live with Ashley from the season, and she's not going back with him. You talk about Alexia. Alexia's not going back to him. I said that's good. She's not going back. She's not. She should not go back to him. That's good. all that stuff, because she needs to value herself. And she wasted so many years to be with this douchebag of a guy. Ashy lips. Ugh, ashy type of person. Oh, ashy as hell. So, after that dinner date, he went back and told Alexia what happened. He told her the truth and all that stuff, and she felt type of pissed off about that. So she had to go to see Dr. Nicole. And she was talking about it, all that stuff. And Alexia, girl, why are you making it seem that his thing he did with Kai this season, on this episode, on this thing, is the reason why your relationship ended? No. Kai, and she always makes it seem like he never cheated before until he slept with Kai. I said no. Like Dr. Nicole said, your issues was bigger way before Kai came in the situation. And like Kai said, she said, you always had power before I even came in the situation, in the relationship. So, oh yeah, I remember Ashley for season 1. I remember Ashley. And she's not with Hollywood anymore. I said, good. She's doing her. And you make it seem like he never did anything. It's like you make it seem like 3 children that he had with you. I don't care if it was off or on. Y'all was still together. If you want to decide to get back with someone on your on or off, then you together. And he cheated. Because if he didn't, you took him back at the first child he had, then you took him back at the 2 other children he had, and you still with him. So, and that's a product of him doing him. And 3 children was something you want to have, and he was real hell bent to try and give you one now. At all this time, he was being selfish. And like Dr. Nicole said, he was playing, he was building and he was destroying the blocks. He was destroying whatever he was building. And any good man would not destroy stuff that he had built. He would keep building. He would not destroy it. And he keep destroying it. And every obstacle he can, he would keep destroying it. Had 3 children. So Alexis, stop acting like he was this faithful man. You just never had proof. But the 3 children is proof enough to know that he was doing something in a relationship and it was not being honest with you. So, girl, stop acting like it was just Kai that was the camera. Yeah, it's probably break the straw now, but that's not the only thing that he done that make you seem like it. And Dr. Nicole tell her, stop it, girls. Don't act like you didn't know. You knew, but you decided to ignore it. And Kai realized Dr. Nicole was right. She knew about it. She just decided to ignore the signs. She just didn't want to live the facts. She didn't really live that reality. So she decided to move on and think that she could do this more. She give up her career. She could do this for him. Then things would be better. I could stay long because I showed how much I love him. I do everything for him. I give up everything for him. And I put him on a pedestal, like he's this person. So the fact that he always took that as a stride and make him so selfish that she didn't think that. It's like, yes, he was very, very selfish. And he was not considering you. So he came in the house and he sat down and they had a discussion with Dr. Cole. She break it off, ended with him and said, listen, we can't do this anymore. It can't, all that stuff. And now he want to apologize. And now he want to cry. He want to have all this stuff. He didn't show emotions. And yeah, I was upset that she wiped his tear. I said, what are you wiping his tear for? Why are you wiping his tear? Like, oh my gosh, girl. I said, don't try to get back. I hope you ain't trying to get back on him. I was like, yeah, you feel for him like you wiping his tear? Like, oh, now he want to cry, sit there and crying because he did what he did. No, work on yourself, boy. You're not happy with yourself. That you fact that you destroy your whole relationship with this girl. That she was ride or die for you for all this time. I don't know why, but she was. And they messed the board up when you decided to sleep with Kai. With something her suspicious came to fruition. So that besides Kai, you probably was doing something else at that condo with other female. They're trying to lie that you was not doing it. So yes, you was lying, boy. And you was all thinking about yourself. So that was that. So Alexia had to tell the group what happened, and they all feel for her. The husbands and the wife feel for her. Oh, well, they're not husband and wife yet. But the couples, all the couples, Jessica, Eric, LaShonda, I keep saying that, Sean and LaWanda, fell for her. And she gave them all hugs, and she appreciated them being there and going through the experience. She appreciated Dr. Nicole for her being there for her, make her see the light. show her the different ways, show her different things, make her think things, to make her feel like she can choose herself and do what she had to do for herself. And she could probably find a man who will be there for her and not take her for granted. And let Damian go. And he had to move out. I think he moved out the house, and that's that. That's an oh snap. So she said Jessica and Lalonda went to visit Alexia at her house, and she was explaining how things was happening and how she said with Kai in the condo and stuff like that. But I said, girl, you still at the scene making it seem like this is the first cheating he had in your relationship. No, he did it before. It is that this one was been on public television. It was aired out by Kai, and he was not going to tell you until she blurted this out. Now, if she never blurted this out, he wouldn't have kept that quiet. And she was saying maybe he would probably have kept it quiet and probably say it until after they got married. I said, not after I got married. We could quickly get divorced after we just got this marriage. We ain't having that. Don't try to tell me after you say I'll do that. You slept with someone. Yeah. Everybody knew about me. I would be hell pissed. But she said she doing her. She appreciate the girl stepping by and being there for her and uplifting her, encouraging her, give us words of encouragement, and being there. Because that's just like y'all all in this process together. So form this knit group. Like Ashley, the first season, she said she's still talking to Tamika and Vince. And she still talked to Michael and Shay. And I think Michael and Shay is getting married soon. So I think they're getting married in the next 2 months. In October, something like that. I think they're getting married soon. So she still talks to them. So they still have a support system. Everything. So y'all can have that support system together right now. And y'all all in the same state. So, hey, do it. I think they're all Atlanta, right? They all Atlanta. So yeah, y'all can all support each other. Even with this people's first season. But excuse me. What else? That's it. That's what I'm saying. It was like, oh my gosh. Damian. You was no good dog. No good dog. All right. And I would say, all right, after the fourth date, you actually had sex. But after the first or second date, she was really chummy and comfortable with you. That made it seem like you really bundle her up and make it do something that led to it, and y'all just never commit the act until after the fourth date. I said, oh man, at the condo. Me condos, you condo. Sue condo. Okay. But that was put a ring on it, y'all. That was good. It was a good episode. Like I said, this Friday coming up is the season finale. So do you think that LaWanda and Sean will put a ring on it? And do you think Jessica ever go put a ring on it? And we know Alexia and Damian left, and they're not together. So LaWanda, Sean, I think they will. I think he will put a ring on it because he's so hell bent. He said, "That's my queen. I don't want nobody else. I want LaWanda. I'd be hell pissed off that you had us go through all this. For you get in the last episode and say, you know what, I don't put a ring on it. I said, well, what the hell you making all that stick about LaWanda for? It's all for show. Child, so I think that's probably the guaranteed pocket that he will put a ring on LaWanda's finger. Now, will she say yes or not? I mean, y'all think she'll say yes? I think she will. I think so. She will. Yeah. Or the T or Instagram. Yes. I gotta get on. I gotta get the T, y'all. I gotta get the T, y'all. So I think LaWanda and Sean will put a ring on it, and we say yes. It'd be a good twist that she would say no, and she would go and try and work on with Derek. And I said that would be a good match for her, Sean. But hey, whatever. And Jessica, Eric, I don't know. Based on the previews, it make it seem like they will be to put a ring on it, but it make it seem like they probably will walk away. But I think they probably will say yes. I don't know. Because they do like this tiff and tack for each other. They like to one up with each other. So unless something happened with Eric and Alani that would be so far-fetched that if she cannot forgive, then that's it. Other than that, I think this last women and couples will say yes. I mean, granted, we already got one more left, so I guess we can't be disappointed. Because last season, I was disappointed everybody would say yes, which I think they was playing in our faces. Because I know Ashley should have said no, but good thing they're not together anymore. But she should have said no, but she didn't want to embarrass him. That's another way to help his feelings. All right, so that was put a ring on it, y'all. So y'all predictions. So let's move on to Love and Marriage Huntsville. I know I'm talking today, y'all. 4 shows. Hey. Let's go to 225.30. Okay. All right, Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was the last 2 episodes was good. So we're gonna discuss those 2 episodes: the Taco Tuesday night they had, and then a recent graduation party event they had. All right, y'all ready to jump into Love and Marriage Huntsville? So y'all know this is pictures. So Miss Wanda J. Blige, shout out to fucking people who call her that, came back this episode right here. Miss Wanda, right here, she came back. And y'all know Martell came back this episode. He was off the last 2 episodes. So Martell right there. So, we got Marcel, we got Destiny, Martell, we got Tisha right there. They got Melanie right there, Kimmy. They got Louis, Bonnero, Tiffany, and then Maurice, right? All right, so let's start off when it ended. When freaking Maurice, douche behind, left Kimmy there so she could speak to Kiowa and Zave when they come in. Now, Kiowa and Zave said that their flight got delayed, so that's when they came kind of late. Now, I could have sworn she could have still stayed behind and pushed back that meeting, but whatever. So left her there. So Kimmy said she felt abandoned by Maurice, as she should. At the same time, I was like, oh my gosh. But I said, oh, did he normally leave you around behind? But I guess that's the story they like. So she told him and said, listen, I think Kimmy wanted to make it clear to Kiowa that she was not the one spending the thing. So she had to let her know. She's like, listen, girl, I was at a party with some girlfriends of mine. And this girl named Tiffany came, who was one of my friends' came and spilled out Maurice Jr. tea on television. She didn't say it that way, but basically that's what she said. She made it clear that it was someone else who brought up Monster. I mean, that's his nickname, but his real name is Maurice Jr. Vaping. And Kiowa said she knew about it. So she was like, she got to sit down and talk to her son about that. Because it's like, it's something. It's like, we don't do type of things like that. So we got to talk about it to see what's going on. And so they said they all have to be the same page. That's what I was like. They all have to be the same page. We got to understand that we could be together and be there and connect for the sake of Junior. And they say yes, because at the end of the day, y'all got to be the same page. Because sometimes kids will put parents against each other. They say one thing to one parent, they make the other parent upset about the other parent. And I said, nah, we on the same page. She told me, I know what happened. Don't try to finagle your way out of this. They're trying to get between and try, oh, daddy, oh, mommy, no. We on the same page. We know what happened. So they're going to have to sit down and talk to Junior about the vaping and anything else. So I like the good. So Tisha and Destiny were going on car shopping. She want to get 2 cars. She want to get a working truck and then a hot girl summer car. And Tisha, and I seen, kept flipping her hair over her eyes. She said, hi, Destiny, hi. I said, girl, what's the one you flipping your hair too much for? Yeah, kind of feel like a stick right here. They be flipping it. You flipping hair back and forth, girl. So Tisha didn't talk, and Tisha made a mention about marriage and something like that. And yes, Renee, thank you. So Tisha mentions about married and all stuff like that, and you got a baby and go on. And she said, away from my next husband. And she said, husband? What you mean husband? What is that? She said, I'm divorced. She said, oh my gosh, Destiny, I'm sorry. She said, no, I'm good. She said, hey, not good again. She keeps saying she good. So she said, I'm good, no big deal. That's why I said I wait for my next marriage. So like that. So Melody invite the girls to Taco Tuesdays. She said, what y'all doing Tuesday? I said, oh my God, it's also taco night. I would love to be there because I would have been chomping on those tacos. Eat everything. I said, don't share my game. I'm eating the tacos. Shoot. Taco Tuesday. Invited them to the house. And she said, oh, well, you invite Tiffany? And she said, oh, yeah, I'm invite Tiffany. Now, Destiny told Tisha about Tiffany. She said how she got a bone to pick with Melody because she felt like Melody fight this girl to be messy to bring some tea that was cold. I said, girl, you gonna say cold tea throughout the whole 2 episodes. Like she kept saying that. I said, we get it. The tea was cold. We got it. The tea was cold. She dropped some tea that was cold. We got it. We got it, Destiny. We got it. So she felt like Melody knew about it. And she brought Tiffany to the table to bring that tea up. Cold tea up. And everything. And Tisha said, no, I don't think Melody would do that. We got to sit down and talk because I don't think Melody would do that. I said, okay, whatever. So they drove the car and all that stuff like that and keep moving. And I said, oh, why you tell Tisha that? Because Tisha go want to tell that. And that's what she did. So Tisha and Mar saw this scene. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know we all collectively do not like Marcel. He has his moments where he says some gems and he drops some gems that make us like, oh my God, we have to like him. But at the same time, we still don't like him. So Tisha dragged Marcel to this council session that he did not know it was going to be because he said if he knew it was going to be a council session, he would not show up. I was like, oh my gosh. So he's one of those. He don't think that there's no issues, no problems, relationship. You don't really have to have a issue. You can have counseling to it will continue to strengthen your bond and stuff like that. So don't think it is as a negative. But a lot of people, black families, does think that going to counseling, talk to somebody about your business, makes it like if something's wrong, that you have an issue like that. It could be an issue, but don't make it seem like you're above going to counseling like you don't think you don't need it. That's crazy. So he said, what you there for? He said, I don't know. What's going on? He said, did you ask your wife why she there? She said, what's she there? Why you here, Teresa? She said she's stressed out. She said she's doing everything. And she was never when she first got one more son and they had kids like that, she was not a stay-at-home mom at first. She was working. And she was working a 9 to 5 and everything, but I guess when everything was going too much, and also as she didn't have enough time, and he wasn't doing it, she had to quit the job, and then became a stay-at-home mom. So the first season when we mentioned about how they agreed to do the 5-year deal, which I said we all said that was dumb, Tisha, for you would think about that when you knew he gonna stick you hold to the cross on that 5-year deal. But it started off, and it wasn't that she was just a stay-at-home mom. She was working. And it's that she stopped quitting because he wasn't putting the effort into raising the household and everything. Because him, just like Maurice, is all about work, and bringing money to the home, and that's it. And time is not that big companion. It's like that. So they do what we have to do. So leave the wives to take care of everything else because I'm bringing home the money. And that's, fortunately, a lot of men does that. But that flawed logic is that that's all they're going to do. They're not going to do anything else. If you're going to have children around them, God forbid you will have children by the person who think that money and taking care of the household and just bringing home and always work is the only factor for the successful. And what they doing right and everything else, you shouldn't complain because I make all the money or stuff. I said, okay. But if you make all the money, why you can't get a nanny? That's something y'all could do. Y'all could get a nanny. You'll be too much stressed out, Tisha. It's like that. But I think she wants her husband to be part of the deal. It's like she said she's too stressed out. Everything. She's taking care of things. And he said something was like so stupid. He says, stress-free. She's like, why are you so stressed? Because I give you a path of greatness. A path of stress-free greatness. I said, what? Stress-free path of greatness. Because he provided all the money and he take care of the household and she had to worry about no money, that she shouldn't be stressed and she should have a stress-free path of greatness. I said, what kind of freaking effed up kind of thing you would say to somebody that you think she has a stress? Oh, so that's what you think? Because you provide the money you put in the household that I'm not stressed out? I wouldn't be. Then we don't have no having children then. We don't have to have kids, but the fact that we had kids already, then no. No, you don't think that I can't be stressed out because you provided on the money. So then he tried to mention that how she spends more than he spends. As she said, it looks like I spend more because I'm taking care of me and the kids in the household. I spend it for because it's the kids and the food and the clothes and stuff like that that we need in the household. Actually, you spend more than me. If you want to be real about it, you spend more than me, Marcel. So don't act like that I'm the one who do more spending, and you spend more than I spend. So stop it. And he said he's not going to share his stress. He's not going to share his bills. He's not going to share his thing to his kids and his wife. I said, why are you not going to share your stress to your wife? That's your wife. It's something like that. So you stressed out by working so much. Why can't I share that and see you can make a balance? But no, you just want her home when you could be stressed out and do whatever you got to do. We know why. So, he said because he doing all that, he elevated her ability to complain. I said, oh, man. I said, oh my God. Dr. Francis said. And I was like, what the hell? What was that? Like, you elevated her ability to complain? I said, listen, Tisha is so docile. Because it was a real chick like that. Oh, she said, elevated my ability to complain? Oh, yes, we will be complaining right now. I would give you a reason to complain, and you probably have to walk out that freaking council session. I said, oh, elevate my ability to complain? Oh, yes, I will. I grant your wish. This. I will hammer on his freaking face. He when we sitting there. He said, you do too much. I said, oh, I complained. I elevated, so I'm going to elevate this complaint right now in the session. Sure. Dr. Francis will have to shut me up if you want me to stop complaining. Elevate my complaint. So I'll grant your wish. I will elevate my complaint right now in the highest degree. 10th power. All that stuff. So, and he really want to be there. So what he start doing, when you don't want to be somewhere and you have to force to be somewhere, you end up just doing things and agree to get out of there. So he don't actually agree or like the stuff that was agreed upon. He's just saying that because he's saying that. It doesn't mean that he's truthful behind it. So he said, oh yeah, we had date night. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, you know what? If you feel stressed out, we can handle that. We can work it out. We can talk about it. I said, no, you don't freaking, what am I trying to say? You don't believe anything that coming out your mouth. You just say it so you get out that session. And that's what Marceau was doing. The fact that he didn't want to be there because he's just said if it was a council session, if he knew it, he would not be there. So what can he do to speed up this process? To agree to everything that was said, even though he don't believe everything that was said. So the date night, I could have sworn Tisha said they already had date night set, but he just don't be showing up to the date nights. So he said, I'm gonna have date night. I'm gonna have time for us. He said, oh, so you had a date night t-shirt? Okay, we will have date night. What day you have date night? I said, it's Thursdays, duh. Like you didn't know that. But then he didn't know his child was allergic to peanut butter, so he not attentive to details like that. And so he told Siri, listen, remind me of my date night on Tuesday. And Dr. Francis said, no, I would not tell Siri, I would not have Siri know this is things that is important to me. I will make sure. And I know he did that to her front of her face to make her shut up. He said, look, I told you I'm going to set a date night for reminder. I said, that's what he's doing reminder. Hey, do reminder. Why he couldn't just put it in his phone and do like regular people like I do and have a calendar on my phone and put dates in the calendars like that. But he didn't do that. He did it right up on the face for Siri. So, council session ended from there, and they left out of there. Said, listen, oh, what's going on? So they going back and forth, and he was not with it. He said, oh, no, what we doing this? Why we got to do it here? She said, I was tired. He said, no, he going back and forth. She said, no, what? Forget it. Whatever, whatever. And she got her car, and she drove away. I said, oh, Tisha. Oh. But I still don't feel sorry for her. Because she's messy as well, so it is what it is. But I just feel bad for her because she's in this relationship with this douchebag. At the same time, she chose to stay with him. But act like you sit here and act like your relationship is so perfect. There's no concerns or stuff like that. But yet, it's a lot. It may not be damaging as Melody and Martell's situation, but it has some problems in your relationship. He doesn't value your opinion. He feel like you need to stay at home, do what you have to do, I'll provide the money, and shut up. That's what he said. Not in that type of words, but that's basically what he's mean. Just don't complain, because I'm providing. If you do go out to work and you spend money that I gotta go make extra work and do this, and I said, boy. So Maurice and Kiowa talked to Junior, and they sat down. He looked just like his mom. Very just a split image of his mom. The only thing I see about his father is his eyes. But everything else is just the mom. Everything. So, sat down and talk about the vaping thing. And, they didn't really touch it that much. Because they didn't really explain why he decided to do that. Whatever, what's going on. What make him start to vape in the bathroom. All that stuff. Because, lo and behold, we have Maurice Fashion like Maurice Fashion. As a black man, I said, granted, yes, this is the type of conversation you need to have. But don't you know he always does the theatric when he says stuff like that? As a black man, and this is that, and this one and this and that. And that boy don't need a lecture for you. I know that Junior listened to the lecture for his father. Well, according to Kimmy, he don't spend time with his father that much. So I guess so that's why he probably overcompensate and had this dramatic moments with his son when he can. Because he don't spend time with his son like that. So he had to have this gesture with his son and say, oh, this is this. And they're going to label you. And this and that. Granted, some of the stuff you need to have a steady conversation. Because, yes, they don't highly value a black man like that. And they could always deem us as animals. Or one of those messed up could take our freedom away. So that's stuff you can have a conversation with your son on a constant basis. But you got to do it consistently. Don't have a big grand moment when you're in front of television and have all this is that. I was like, oh my gosh. So it's animated. Kanye will say, yeah, agree. Yeah. I said, Kanye, say something. You got some out too, girl? True. So he was like, oh, hell bet he was trying to come to Alabama, Huntsville. Huntsville, Alabama, and be there and be with us. But now he's trying to go back to Michigan. I said, what's in Michigan? Why are you going to go back home? So far, he got a little girlfriend and back home that he want to go back to. And, he was smirking and perked up when he said the girlfriend. I said, oh, Junior is so happy. But at the end of the day, they discussed that. But then they started to have that sex conversation. I said, oh, not on television. Granted, yes. But dude, Junior was not comfortable even having that conversation in front of TV, in front of cameras like that. I don't know. It's bad enough he was sitting there slumping through it the whole time, not having his head down when he's talking, when Maurice was giving that freaking speech and back and forth. And now, this girlfriend and sex talk, that's all embarrassing. I know Pickle Jr. from that scene. And that's that. But he said, don't worry about it. I'm not going to have sex until you're 24. I said, oh, okay. Okay. You said that now. You say that now. But we'll see. So how y'all feel about that so far, y'all? But Tiffany talked to her husband, Louis. And she said, you remember that event when we went to Melanie's house and everything, and whole house was it? Somebody's house. And they had that event, and LB won the award, and I said, I met. He said, oh, yeah, I remember that day. I remember that day. I said, do you remember that day? Or you just saying you remember that day? Mm-hmm. So he remember that day. And he said, you know, when I told Destiny about her baby daddy, I said, you know what? She's shady. That was her husband at the time. And not no baby daddy. The father of her child. Stop it. It was her husband. Don't say no baby daddy like she was not married. She was married. So you shady girl. Oh my gosh. So baby daddy so he said, yeah, I remember that. And she said, I can't handle it because it seemed like they didn't take it well. And he said, it's a time and place. And maybe that the birthday party should not be the time that you should have said that with her. You could have kept that to alone. But I know you had no ill intentions and stuff like that. I said, whatever. It was ill intentions to us. Because she should have kept that to herself. That's how you remember it by bringing that up at that party. She said, I was not trying to be malicious. I ain't trying to do that stuff like that. She would be overreacting. She said that same spill throughout this day. But she said she blunt. I said, listen, stop with that bluntness. Like, I don't like when people say when they try to be messy to say they blunt. No. It's different between being bluntness and being messy. You came in a situation that had nothing to do in the past my interaction with me. You could have kept the light. You could have had a conversation about let's have guys talk. Let's talk about ladies things, what ladies talk about. Let's talk about my birthday, how I feel, what's going on. Let's talk about all that. But you decided to bring something with some tea that was kind of still damaging inside of raw in her relationship at the table, and you didn't think it was you being blunt? No. But being blunt means like if somebody asks you some questions, saying you be straight up honest. But not come out here and try to diverge information that nobody asked for out of the blue, just because you could have a conversation where you think it was not ill intent. Whatever you don't think is ill intention, it may be towards other people. They ain't like it. So, girl, miss me with that. You blunt. Yeah, well, you messy. That's what the hell you are. I like it. So, this is Taco Tuesday night, y'all. So, Tisha came in. Her like a little long ponytail. I said, okay, Tisha, whatever. She can rock the ponytail like her mom. Long ponytail. And Melody came in and told Melody what's going on. She said, well, you need to talk to Destiny because Destiny had a problem with you because she said it was Tiffany. I was saying, who is Tiffany? But then I realized that I remember Tiffany with Seamus Commerce. Seamus? Chambers or Commerce? Seamus, whatever she said. But she said Seamus. I know she said that. And she met her there because she didn't realize it's that. But she said, "Who is this girl being all messy?" But then I said, "I know Tiffany." So I met her. Also, so then she told Melanie about her counseling session. I said, "Oh no, you had to tell her that." But hey, I guess she wanted to have an open conversation with Melanie. I said, "Keep some conversations to yourself. Like you didn't have to tell all that." This said we went to a counseling session, and it was a good session. You had to give her the details, all that stuff. And she did tell Melody that Destiny had a power with her. Oh, she said, she had a power with me? Because she said, like, you bought this girl, you knew about Tiffany was going to say it, and you being messy and stuff like that. You brought her in to spill the tea. She said, talk to you. So, yeah, I definitely will talk to her when she come in. I'm definitely going to talk to her when she come in. I was like, oh, no. I said, Tisha, you said all that, and you're going to sit back, act like, oh, girl. Just like your mom, huh? So everybody got a packed down, did their lunch, they went in the back. Destiny came last. So they was already back, sitting down. And Destiny rang the bell, and she was locked out. So she had to call Melody, and Melody had to come open the door. And she was right there, she was annoyed. So they sat down and was saying, "Oh, what's going on? I heard you had a problem with me." She said, "Girl, can I sit down and have a eat? Let me eat something first. Like, I see y'all all eating. I want to catch up with y'all. So can I eat something?" So she said, "I eat." Said at 8, whatever she had to eat. And they played this. One website. Yes. So they would say, mention how, what's your problem with me? Like, you have a problem with me? She said, we discussed that. We discussed it in the old time. I don't discuss it right now. She said, but I was discussing, what's your issue? Like, you think I knew? You got to try to set Tiffany up? Like, you think I knew Tiffany was going to say that and try to ambush you about the information? And she said, try. So she said, so what's your issue with me? It's like that. So I'm talking to you. She said, you have a problem with Tiffany? So my problem with Tiffany, because she brought some cold tea that was cold and everything, and also like that at my birthday party. They think that was the right time and place. I didn't want to hear that. She was saying, well, I was my intention to be like that, whatever. And she still say that Destiny is sensitive and all that stuff. Oh, yeah, I said, whatever, girl. Tiffany, stop it. She said, well, I usually come empty-handed. She said, well, not that night you come empty-handed. All that stuff. So they play this little game about I have never guilty or have never guilty or something like that. It was 3 options. And one of the questions was, I think something about threesome, and stuff like that. And then something came about touchy-feely. And we know Kimmy could be touchy-feely sometimes. And no, they asked about side chicks. And Kimmy said she'd never be a side chick. That's one. And did y'all know this? Y'all peep this. When Kimmy said she'd never be a side chick, you know, Tisha said, I said, with that face, girl. See, we viewers saw peep that. And I want to know if Kimmy would peep that in a reunion, if they have a reunion, and clock her for that. Because I said, you still hell bent thinking that this girl was a side chick for Kyra. I mean, she bet she said that when she talked to her husband about that. But yeah, Tisha definitely rolled out. She was like, I think she better stop it. We see that. It was caught on camera, so stop it. And so it says that Kimmy's feely person. So she said she touched everyone. She touched like Marcel. No, she touched like Martell, stuff like that. She said, yeah, that was people know that Kimmy is a touchy-feely type of person. There are people who like that. No matter what. They will touch your arm, touch your shoulder, stuff like that. Touch your feelings. Some people don't like that, some people don't do like it. So here goes Tisha. You better not touch no more soul. I said, nobody want that damn dusty. Nobody wants him but you, girl. So you gonna miss me with that? Somebody want to touch your husband so badly? No. Your insecurity is showing hard, girl. Last week you was crying and try to snatch up your husband because some lady in the red dress hugged your husband. It was talking to him, which it wasn't that bad because it was like they didn't do anything that make us show that he was outward flirting with someone, with Kyra, and you want to snatch him up. But now when they say Kimmy is touching feeling, now you want to say, don't touch my husband. You better not touch my soul. You better touch my soul. I said, girl. Most of them don't want to touch you. So I don't know, what's the problem? I said it. Yeah. All right, so Destiny and Melody have been shading back at each other. They've been shading back and forth. Now, I do got to give it this. Melody was about to say something about boundaries or something like that, and then Destiny just kept chiming in. Now, Melody was trying to tell her, like, let me finish. She said, well, I greeted you. It's like, the shut up. It's like, yeah, the delivery was off, but at the same time, Destiny, yeah, you did chime in when she was in mid-sentence. So you could have let her finish before you said, oh, get to the down about you. I said, girl, calm down. It's like, yeah, so she did cut off, and Melody was knowing about that. And yeah, maybe she should have told her to be quiet and shut me down and let me finish. Like, but then again, I understand that when you're in mid-sentence, somebody cutting you off, like, yes, can I finish, girl? Like, relax. And they kept on back and forth. I said, girl, like, I didn't finish my sentence, my thought yet before you chime in. She said, I was trying to agree with you. I said, you can agree with me, but let me talk first. And then you can agree with me. But so I do understand that, yes, Destiny, you was kind of messed up. Melody, maybe the tone was off-putting because he was on one with her back and forth. Y'all was going back and forth. So I was like, all right. So Tisha and Marcel is not happy with Uncle Mike progress. Because I think it was 6 months so far, the project, and the only thing they had was the driveway. Not even nowhere near to the house thing being done or something like that. So I was like, so they was like, they probably think about having Uncle Mike because they say sometimes family, you can't mix family and business. And sometimes it's true. It's true. Sometimes how much of heart you want to have for your family members, sometimes they don't have your best interest at heart as most times. Like that, especially with business, they can slack through, get away with things, not be professional at times because y'all share the same blood. I said no, that's not the same thing. Or marriage, family, no. You gotta put your work. If you was contracted to do some work, don't freaking slack off and give us updates like you posted a plan and give us updates, and you're not giving us updates. So they are bothered by that. And then they mentioned about council session. No, she was telling Marcel about things. She said, "Oh yes, we got the thing, such and such, and that Tiffany came around, and then Destiny came with Tiffany, and then stuff like that." And then Melanie told me that how, and I told him we had a council session, and then Melanie told me that she got a text from a friend and said that your friend's husband was hooked up with some woman at the club, stuff, and she got proof and videos of it. I said, that person have videos and proof of pictures. I told you, yeah, they was investigating up in here. And that's that. So they were showing it a little bit. I said, where's the pictures? Where's the video? They didn't show that. Long story short, they were talking about council session. She said, will you go back with council session after they discussed that picture stuff? And he said, no, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I don't need it. It's not broken. Our marriage is not broken. We good. We had survived 15 years with the same dynamics. We're not changing nothing. I said, oh, man. Oh. Now, she did mention how Destiny told her that her and LB got divorced. In his quick fashion, which is typical, I'm not surprised he said that. What did she do? Why gotta be what does she do? Why have to be that? It takes two. Why is all the blame on the female when the marriage failed? See, typical answer. Typical. And now he said that Melanie went too far with the divorce. Oh, Melanie went too far for divorcing Martell. But it wasn't Martell went too far for having a whole relationship with a side chick for 5 years and having a baby by that person. That wasn't too far. That caused the breakdown of the relationship. Right? But it was too far for Melanie to get divorced. Really, Marcel? Really, we gonna do that? Whatever. So he said he knows therapy. And he said that's that. You could go to therapy. I would support you for going to counseling, but I'm not going. Melanie and Destiny talk. And you know what? They both are right. And they, yes. Side chicks. Yes. They both were right. And they both were wrong in the same situation. We'll say, Destiny was right, had to feel how she feel about the Tiffany ambush. You think that Melody was bring someone who go be messy and want to bring the tea or something like that. And I do feel like, yes, maybe Melody's delivery and how she was approaching Tiffany that night was off-putting, and it seemed like it was y'all was combating and y'all was being snappy with each other. So I do understand that. So I agree with that. The wrongness is that Destiny, you did interject it when Melody was talking mid-sentence. So you should have just let her finish talking before you interject it. Melody, maybe your delivery and your approach shouldn't have been that way. And Melody did talk like she was a child, and that's how you feel. And Melody, you did close your eyes, and you did was choking like you was a child. I said, girl, what you doing all that for? Like, what was that? So if I'm talking to you and you go like, I would take that you are not interested in what I'm saying, and I would take offense. And I know you would take offense to somebody who will do that to you, Melody. So stop it. So they bet they figure friendship on a figure piece of watermelon. It's just sweet, then we good. If we're not sweet, then we not friends anymore. I said, y'all just Charlie Pettis. Y'all was cool. And all it take was to be a sweetness of a watermelon for that. I said, I love you. I said, okay, y'all too bad. So graduation party, y'all. And Junior, MJ. Oh. This Monster none of this Monster too? I guess so. They call him MJ. So Monster, Junior, MJ, and what's his name? Brazen, all cousins, graduate at the same time, and they are going to high school together. So it's like the support system for there. So they had a little speech. I still didn't like that they put the daughters in that freaking mural, but we're gonna let that slide. But no, I ain't letting that slide. I still don't like that point. But they had the boys, and they stand by their little pictures, and they had poses, and they took pictures, and they all get a little speech. You know, Maurice said something, Kyra said something, Kimmy said something, Zave said something, Miss Wanda said something. They all said something. So they gave the kids the party bus. And you know, every time we have a kids party, you know, black families, we're gonna have adult party too. And not a party for the kids, if it's not something for the adults as well. So you guys see how the kids party, but we have adult drinks. We can sit down, have a little adult sessions. As long as that kids is getting hurt and messed up, and then we can watch them, they good. So you know the adults will have their little celebration. So they had a kids party and a party bus, and then adults had their own session in the theater, because you know it had to be a scene that had include Tiffany and things. So all the adults came, you know, Tiffany's husband, you know, Martell, Miss Wanda, Kimmy, Maurice, and you know, Monster, Tisha, and everything. So that adult party, Miss Wanda was talking to, was saying something. She was saying something, and Martell came in, and I think it was Tisha was touching Monster. He said, "You got muscle." Or I think one of them said it was muscles, and Miss Wanda said, I said, what you doing? You like Martell or something, Miss Wanda? Like, what's going on? I said, don't be touching him. Don't touch him. And Martell, when you're gonna give Melody a hug, she gave like this. He said, "Oh no, give me a hug for real." And she said, "You always trying to give a hug." I said, "No, he tried to touch you as much as he can, because you know that's all he could get from you, right?" And that's that. So Maurice and Kimmy decided to have a sit down with Tiffany and Zay. Now, I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the one. I said, why he had to sit down with Tiffany and Zay were only just Kimmy, and he didn't invite Kiowa to the situation. Kiowa had to bring herself when she heard her son's name being brought on the conversation. I was like, listen, it was about Monster, Maurice Jr. You could have asked Kiowa and Zay to come over there as well, or you just had Kiowa. It was just you and Kimmy to talk to Tiffany. It's like that. Kiowa, that's her son. She put her son business on public, and she needed to see the chick who's the one who said it. So I was bothered by why you didn't invite Kiowa to that sit down with you, having a talk discussion with they like that. So I was a little bothered by Maurice. I said, come on now. I'm the mother of the child. Yes, you and Kimmy is there, but you could at least tell me. So Kiowa had to put herself in the situation. So that's messed up. And she just walked about over there too. I said, what's going on? I said, you didn't even thought about Kiowa, even though, like I said, I would feel some way about that. And I say, yeah, you should have at least said something to Kiowa one day. We're going to sit down and talk to Tiffany. Now, they sit down and talk to Tiffany, and the husband, Lewis, good thing that husband was there. He rationalizing. He was saying, no, there's no bad intention, but I do understand what's going on. You got minor should not be at the top of the conversation, adult conversation in the group. You should not be discussing kids, because After a while, public scrutiny is just as much as private things. It's like that. And people will judge you based on perception. So they think that this boy is smoking all the time and vaping. It's going to be an issue. So he might get teased and all that stuff like that. And she didn't realize it was that much a big deal because she didn't think they was going to sit down and have a discussion about that. And then Tiffany started crying because she would say, that's not my intention. I was like that. I didn't want that to happen. It's not my thing to make him feel bad and feel to make the son feel scrutinized about what I said. That's not my intentions and stuff. I said, maybe you should think about things before you think about it, because at the end of the day, you said what you said, and there's consequences. Like what we said, there's consequences. And whether you had no ill intention or not, what you said was not right. You should not have brought that boy information on that type of table at all. At all. And I wanted Kai would have said more tough too. But she didn't really say much. She said, yeah, I understand that, but it's like the son. And she said something a little bit, but I was trying to say more because Maurice mostly was dominating the conversation. He was saying the most. But I do agree with Maurice was saying about a lot of stuff that he was saying, that yes, it was messed up. And here go walk Melody. It says, you know what? Melody is a messy person. Like Melody could be messy. She could be messy. So it didn't take away from her. She's been like a mess. It's like that. It's just the fact that people was giving her a pass for him because she was going through a lot of stuff on Martell. But don't let forget that Melody could be messy. So she walked up behind over there to this conversation. I said, it didn't involve you, Melody. They're having a conversation, but you didn't have to be there. So she said, what's going on? Why are you crying? I said, shut up. There's not a conversation for you. It's not a conversation for you. You shouldn't be there. She said, I know Tiffany. She don't have no ill intention. She don't bring nothing like that. I said, just because you know to her, we don't know her. It's like that. And that's that. So Melody put Tiffany to the bathroom. And Melody said something. I said, Melody, you know what, girl? You're going to get dragged. And hopefully I'll watch the reviews. People going to drag you. I would say, she said the biggest issue is that he didn't tell Kimmy about the vapor situation and everything like that. So they sit down and have a conversation with you about that biggest conversation. She said, yeah, I know. I saw that. I said, nah, that's not the bigger issue. You missed the whole point. See, that's why you should not have brought your behind to that freaking conversation. That was not the conversation, and that was not the bigger issue. The Kimmy, Maurice now bringing that to Kimmy, and that's something separate in their private life. That's not the bigger issue they have with Tiffany. They have with Tiffany is that she decided to bring a minor conversation to the group of people in the public platform. Now, everybody will probably criticize her child, and that's not right. You should not have brought it. His name should not have been brought up in the conversation. That's the issue that they have, not because he didn't tell Kimmy about the vapor situation. I said, Melody, you got things all wrong, and you all loud and wrong for no reason. Stop it. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Melody, you need to shut up. You need to be quiet because that was not your place to say anything, and that's not. And I hope that Kimmy see this, and Maurice and Kimmy see this, and they will drag it behind. Yes, Maurice should have told Kimmy, but that's not what the biggest issue with Tiffany. That has separate issue than the thing of what Tiffany brought up about their son, with Kyra and Monster. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh. So the men went outside. So Dora came. Even Dora was another one who liked to wear clothes too tight fitting and try to show them. I said, yeah, we got it. Y'all got muscles. And Martell, yeah, you know, Martell is muscle defined. He always wear his shirts that is over defined. I said, yeah, you got the body, you got to show it, right? So Martell came. And it was a situation about how Marceau, I think he delivered a bottle to Melody. And Miss Wanda didn't like that. Miss Wanda didn't like that. And you know she's going to tell her daughter that. And that's the scene for next week. And she didn't like that. She said, oh, well, I'd rather have the white teacher bring the bottle to you. I would say, whatever. And that's what it is. I could grant you, yes, you know Marcel like little Melanie, if he had his way. But at the same time, what? It's a bottle, it's a bottle. It's like, did he do anything else with the girl? Like what? But, you know, Miss Wanda still on Maurice Marceau's neck about his actions. So she went to talk to Melody and Martell. And I said, Miss Wanda, what are you trying to ask her to do? Were you trying to tell Melody to stay with him? Like you said, you knew he had this. You knew he was on the relationship. I said, granted, yes, baby, she found out that he was in a relationship in 5 years. But it took that for her to get to terms with that. And then the baby, that was like, it cut the deal. It's like, that's it, got a divorce. So you say, well, you make it work because I know you still love her. Maybe she still might have some love for Martell because they've been together for a long time. Nobody can say they might not still have love for each other. But at the same time, she does not in love with him anymore. She is falling out of love with him. She loves him because that's the father of her 4 children. She will have to have some love for him. But she does not in love with him. So, point blank period, Miss Wanda. So you need to mind your business. Yes, Miss Wanda could be messy, but she needs to mind her business. Like, she's doing too much. You're doing way too much. Sitting there, what else? Telling Miss Melanie like she should forgive him, not forgive him, like giving him a chance. And he had chances. She gave him a chance, and he still kept doing it. So no, he had chances, and she just decided to let it go. All that stuff, and I was saying, what's this when? I said it was the time that Miss Wanda didn't like Martell. Not only should she advocating for her to stay with him, I said no. We're not gonna do that. We're not advocating for some woman to stay with a man just to stay with a man because they got 4 children together. I said, well, you think any other man gonna be there for you and your 4 children? It gonna be. I was like, there might be some men who might be there. It might not be a man who will, but it might be men out there, and she might find someone who will be there for you. But don't try to make her seem like it gonna be nobody out there for her, and she had to stick with Martell. No, she don't have to. So I would like that. So all the guys is outside waiting for Martell. Said where he's at, and so dog said, Maurice, one of them said he getting cursed out by freaking Melanie, which not true. Yes, she want Mel to stay when her husband stays, like her husband stays with her. Yes, because she said she got 2 husbands. Miss Wanda said she got 2. I said, Miss Wanda, you didn't want to put that on television like that. What about the 2 husbands don't know each other? You got game like that, girl? So, yeah, she said, I got 2 husbands. It's like that. I got what I do. But then she said her husband's all separated, one of her men. So she's dating with somebody else, but whatever. And so you say you want her to stay. I said, girl. But she said, well, I would. I said, well, then you be with Martell, like Melody said. I said, you been with him. I said, you make us a good deal too. Get one, try it. Sure. I'll pick him up. Try it. Yes, he good and bad, girl. He good and bad. Try it. He got muscles. He can pick you up. He can lift you up. He can do all the stuff with you. Yeah, try him, Miss Wanda. Go ahead. You want him so bad? Go ahead. That's the type of pettiness I would be on. I said, no, don't come my face trying to tell me I gotta stay with this guy because I should. Because nobody gonna be out there gonna take care of me and my 4 kids. Goodbye, Miss Wanda. Like she had no other choices. So Martell went outside. And do that the whole time Miss Wanda was talking to them. Everybody was at Kimmy and Destiny, everybody was like, I'll be the same way too. If I had no food, I would eat it. I said, what's going on over there? Watching, they was like, go over and see what's happening. And Martell went outside and they said, what's going on? He said, I was getting cussed out Miss Melanie. I was actually talking to Miss Wanda and also like that. And she was advocating and they were saying about the baby. And he said, well, if you love her, you should get a DNA test. But he said, did you get a DNA test? He said, if you love her, don't get a DNA test. And he said, do you love her? So he talking about the coleslaw? Because he already know the 4 children that he had with Melody is his. So I guess the DNA test is only reside to the 5th baby that he mentioned. He said, do you love her? If you love her, don't get a DNA test. If you don't love her. And so they said, did you love her? And that's how the episode ended. I said, oh, child. Yeah, too much. Let's see. It was too much. But y'all, that was Love and Marriage. I can't believe I got through 4 shows in one sitting. And I had my traces today and everything. So it was all me by myself. So everything. I do appreciate everyone who has been stopping by. But how y'all feel about Love and Marriage Huntsville? It's good, y'all. And it seems like next week, Miss Wanda and Miss Kimmy, I know I love those 2 men going back and forth. Miss Kimmy could get Wanda together. They're going back and forth. So said, tell me what I said. And she cursed 2 times. You know, Kimmy don't like curse that much, but Kimmy was cursing. Yeah. Oh, it's the everything. And you know, next week, Miss Wanda gonna tell Tisha about the bottle, and you know, Tisha gonna feel that way, and then you know, Marcel gonna say something, and was just like, okay, and she said no, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I'm listening to your mom. It's like have your mom, you know, for yourself. Like gosh, but that was Love and MAFS Huntsville, y'all. That was all I had to say about these shows. I did talk a lot. So if y'all have anything, y'all please put in the comment section and let me know how y'all feel about these shows and everything. Next Sunday, I don't know. Next Sunday, if I don't do an after show of Miami tomorrow, then probably next Sunday we will do a live talk of Love and Hip Hop Miami and probably do Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and catch up on that. And what other show? And probably do Life at the Lockup because I haven't done that for a while on this channel. So we probably do Life at the Lockup because you know that's like the combination of couples. They got Brittany Marcelino, and we got that Sean and his wife, and he gonna be having another inmate. Oh my gosh, did he learn his lesson with Destiny? And then we're gonna have Sarah and Michael. You know, oh not Sarah and Michael. Oh no, not them. Oh no, never mind. Duckface Lacey and Shane. You know, Shane and John. Yeah, know everything. You know, that's Duckface Lacey. And they also have Christiana, John, that situation as well. So it's a combination. I think they have Brittany. I think Brittany might gonna be on it. No, Deontay and Nicole. I said, oh. On Tim Momo's channel, we will talk about that tonight. If y'all not subscribed, many of y'all is on Auntie Momo's channel. Go to Auntie Momo's channel. We're gonna talk about Love and Lockup tonight. The finale is gonna be 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. So get on that live. We're gonna discuss Love and Lockup, me and her, and maybe somebody else. And we're gonna discuss. We're gonna have a good time with that shit because it's a finale. And then this Friday is Life at the Lockup. So next Sunday we probably gonna talk about Miami, Atlanta, Life at the Lockup. It may be some social media topics, if anything that came about. Yes, yes. Please like, comment, subscribe to us. Share the video, subscribe, share it out there. Let people know about my channel. Because I have a good time with y'all. Even when I'm by myself or I'm with Tracy or anybody, I have a good time in this live. I love the conversation y'all have with me. I love it and everything. It's a nice Sunday. I know most of us in the house. So hopefully I entertained y'all really well. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And so like that. Thank you, JW. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, CM. Always. Renee and CM, my moderators. Thank you, everything. Let me see. Yolanda, you came in. Thank you so much for you. Brittany, thank you. Let's see. Yes, please follow my social media and my Instagram. Instagram is Mr. Grown. And thank you for Nay. One of my moderators is putting my links up. And my Twitter is Mizzle_Grown. Follow my social media because if you don't get notification from YouTube, you're always going to be notified of my videos and my platforms. I always share and I always promote the videos. Instagram, I do watch along. Sometimes I do comments and stuff like that. So for Potomac, I'm not sure I'm going to do watch along or not because after the live, after the lockup on Tim Momo channel, I might just watch more TV and catch up on other shows I didn't watch lately. So I might talk about it probably during the week or discuss it. We'll see. But if not, we can catch up another time with Potomac, y'all. So but I'm looking forward to this night episode. So we'll catch. Maybe I'm gonna tweet. It's like that. But yes, thank you so much, y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate that. Y'all join make my Sunday going. About to go make me some burgers or something like that. So I can eat before we go on this live tonight. Maybe burgers or fries. And stuff like that. Let me see. Let me do my outro. Love you too, Renee Boo. What's up? Love y'all. Love y'all. Like, once again, any new shows come in, let me know. Hit me on my Instagram, my Twitter. Let me know a new shows. It is some new show everybody talk about on Sweet Life on HBO. It's like a Baldwin Hills type of show. I ain't watch it yet, so I need to watch some episodes, and maybe we could talk about it probably a Sunday and see how y'all feel about that. If y'all want me to talk about it, we could talk about it today. I just probably take some time, probably tonight, and watch a couple episodes, maybe 1, 2, or 3, and we could talk about how we feel about that show if y'all want to. And that's it. Yes, be safe, y'all. Especially Hurricane Henri going on. If you're in an area where it's very bad, please be safe. Hope y'all family is good. Hope you got good shelter, food, and all stuff like that. In New York, it's just mainly raining all day. So some areas are flooded, others. So hope y'all be safe. Joy. Have a good time. Right? And I'll see y'all later. And I'll see y'all all tonight for Auntie Momo's channel for Life at the Lockup. And we discuss that. Okay? All right. Love y'all. Bye.